Hey, what's going on, everybody out there in the podcast world? And shout out to everybody watching us on YouTube. It is Kevin and Mikkel, and we are back with a new show.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, yes, hey. I'm so used to just keep going. I hope you just keep going. I want to say thank you to everyone who's listening. And y'all know how we start the podcast. Please make sure that you tell a friend that you're listening to the Scorpion Show podcast. Tell somebody, go on our Instagram, tag a friend, and tell them to download the Scorpion Show podcast as well. But I hope you guys all had a great week. And if you haven't had a great week, I hope listening to us today helps your week and going into the weekend. For those listening or watching on YouTube, make sure that you like and subscribe, and also share us to the people who listen on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Y'all all could do the same thing. This week was 9/11. This was the 18th year anniversary of 9/11. And for me, this was the first day where I woke up where I forgot that it was 9/11. This was the first year for me that it really didn't have that impact on me like it did years prior. I didn't go looking for YouTube videos of that day. I also noticed that, like, before, when 9/11 will come around, the news will be like, oh, we're on the yellow alert, the orange alert. Like, we don't even get that stuff anymore.
That was years ago.
Yeah, and then they would have like extra.
That was like 2002, 2003.
Yeah, beefed up security. Like all different cities would have beefed up the security. We haven't heard none of that stuff. Like, it was just like I didn't even see any memorials. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, it wasn't. They definitely toned down a lot of the coverage this year. I will say that for me, I noticed when I went to YouTube, I noticed that they don't have videos. They don't have a lot of videos of the planes hitting the buildings. Mm-hmm. A lot of the videos now on YouTube are just basically the buildings on fire and then crumbling. Because there's one particular video that the only video out there where the first plane hit, and that video, I could not find that video on YouTube. I just kept finding the video of the second plane. Yeah. And I would always post that on 9/11 when the first plane hit, because that was the only video out there.
Yeah, from the street.
Period. Because there's never been another video shown
of the plane going
of the
directly
first plane
into
hitting. And then for those people to be so close that they were to the towers when it happened. This was the first year I actually thought about, there is a generation of people out here who were not born during 9/11, right? And they know about it, but they don't know how it was for us
living through that.
Living through it.
Yeah,
through it.
It was definitely, for me, it was, first of all, I didn't even know what the World Trade Center was.
I was the only one in my class. Anitra posted, I posted something about 9/11, and I'm going to tell you what Anitra said. My friend Anitra left a comment. We've been friends ever since high school. And that particular day, one of my other classmates, we were all in the same class that day, and she left a comment too. And I'm going to just, if I can find it real quick. Anitra said...
But while you look for that... I didn't even know what the World Trade Center was. But once people said the two big towers that's in New York City, I knew exactly what it was. And the reason why I didn't know is I was late for school that day.
Okay, that's how I found it.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was late for school that day. And as I made it to the fourth floor, a teacher was like, oh, my God, a plane went into the World Trade Center in New York City. And I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, oh, my God, okay. And then we were in class. We didn't find out until like around 11 o'clock. And a student knocked on the door, a little, not ignorant, but an annoying boy knocked on the door and was like, oh, my God, these two buildings in New York are on fire. A plane went into them. And there it was. We saw it. And then the principal got on a loudspeaker and was like, you guys have to turn the TVs off. What they didn't want us to know is that a plane had crashed in Pennsylvania. And then he came back on a couple of minutes later and was like, school is going to be let out. You guys are going to go home early. So I just want to finish this. And then as we left to come home, I noticed that traffic was crazy. The R bus took me to 23rd and Venango, and the buses were so backed up I had to walk home all the way from 23rd and Venango, which is like maybe a 45-minute walk down the street, maybe 30, 45, probably longer because people walking in groups and, want to know what's going on. And if you had a cell phone, your cell phone wasn't working. You couldn't call nobody because the main towers, they were like, I guess, attached to the Twin Towers in New York. You couldn't really call nobody. People just worry. It was just a lot going on that day. And when I came home, looking at it, it looked like a movie. The colors of the fire, that bright orange red coming out of that tower, I just couldn't believe it, and that it was real. Go ahead.
So I found it. So I was in the 10th grade, and I remember, like, I see it. We were in algebra class, and the door opened, and it was a teacher from across the hall, and he called my teacher. Mr. Buttonbush was his name.
Buttonbush.
He was the one that came to our class, and I can't think of my algebra teacher name at that time. I can see his face, but I can't think of his name. Mr. Buttonbush called him to the door, and so he went to the door, and they were talking, and we all, in the class, we just all talking. So when Mr. Buttonbush left out, our teacher said to us as he was walking back to his desk, a plane just crashed into the World Trade Center in New York. And everybody was like, what the hell is that? Like, nobody knew what that was. And so Anitra, who was in my class, she wrote on my Instagram page, she said, you were the first person to know what was going on. I'll never forget that, because I was the only one in the class besides the teacher that knew exactly what the Twin Towers were. Yeah. And I was trying to explain to the class that they were these two massive towers, and people were just looking at me like they didn't really understand. It wasn't until, so that happened, and then the next period was lunch period for me, because I remember in 10th grade I had the first lunch, and it was kind of like breakfast.
Yes, right. Remember those
first lunch.
10:30
right.
lunches,
Yes.
11:15?
Yes.
Like, that's
so
not lunch.
I remember that there was a school aide in the lunchroom, and there was a part of our lunchroom where we could buy tokens, bus tokens.
Right.
And I remember I went up to the lady to get some tokens, and I remember her just looking sad, and she said, isn't that horrible what happened in New York? And I said, yeah, it is. And it wasn't until I got upstairs to my next class, Mr. Layton, English, when he actually had the TV on. Mm-hmm. And by this time, they kept replaying the second plane hitting. They kept replaying that. Then all of a sudden the phone rings, the classroom phone rings. He goes to answer it. He calls me. You got the phones for you. I'm like, I get on the phone.
It's your mom.
It's my mom. You better take your ass straight home.
Right.
That's what she said. And I'm sitting like, okay. She's like, go straight home. And I hung up, and I'm like, how the hell did they patch her through? But I guess at that time, they probably were patching through any parent that was calling for their kids. And it's funny because I never said nothing. I never asked my mom about it, but I just remember her saying that. As soon as I said hello, she said, you better take your ass straight home. Right. And I just remember we got out early because that class was the last class. We got out early. And a lot of people were excited. Like, I just remember us walking to the bus, and a lot of people were excited. And it wasn't, like you said, until you got home and you really got to sit down and watch the news. And by this time, the towers had already collapsed. Mm-hmm. So by the time I got home, you just kept seeing the video of the towers collapsing. Right. And it was just like, oh my God. Like, and I just remember on my block, a lot of the neighbors had came out at that time, and people were just talking. And it was just like a sad, somber moment. Like, this really happened. And it was crazy because when you stop and think about it, you always hear about terrorist attacks in other countries. And yes, we've had, prior to 9/11, the World Trade Center was bombed in 1993. But it was not to the magnitude that it was on 9/11. Yeah. You know what I mean?
The worst thing I can remember was the Oklahoma City bombing.
Yeah, now that was,
I remember that. As a kid, I remember that scene.
That happened. But for this, see, the thing is, with the Oklahoma City bombing, that was horrible. But what made that a little bit different is we never actually saw video. Yeah. We just saw the video of the aftermath of how the building looked. You know what I mean? But for 9/11, we actually saw video of the plane hitting the building and then the buildings collapsing. So that was like, for people, wait a minute, like, there's people in these planes, there's people in these buildings, like, oh my God. But I just remember every year I just try to remember that day. And I always try to be respectful when leaving commentary on social media
Yeah.
about
I didn't even
9/11
post
because I know a
anything.
lot of people are, when 9/11 comes around, everybody's a conspiracy theorist.
Right.
Everybody.
I haven't seen none of that neither.
And surprisingly, Kevin, when I posted my video, I didn't see it either. The only person that mentioned something about conspiracy theory, but they said I'm a conspiracy theorist, however, such and such, was my cousin. And I wanted to call him and say, listen, but he didn't go off. He just said, I am a conspiracy. But that was the only person. Everybody else basically followed my lead because I said, if you were around at that time, you will definitely remember where you were. Yeah. And all the comments were basically like, this is where I was on this day.
Yep.
So it's you'll never forget. You'll never forget where you were.
But the weird thing is, and because people probably don't believe me, but I see things sometimes. And I didn't see the towers just falling, but I was at the Statue of Liberty. It was the first time I went to New York, and we went to the Statue of Liberty. And from the Statue of Liberty, you can see those towers. And I just couldn't get over how big those towers were. I mean, they were huge. And I'm just like, oh my God, if these buildings fall, y'all could just forget it. Like, right. It's crazy. That's just a weird thought that I had at 16 years old.
I remember seeing the Twin Towers a year prior to 9/11. My school, we had went to New York, and we were on the Staten Island ferry going to Staten Island. And, of course, when you're on the Staten Island ferry, you can see because the ferry was right near, and they were huge towers. They were huge towers. And it's crazy because I've seen the original Twin Towers. I saw the whole right after 9/11. I want to say May of 2002. We went on a class trip to New York City. And by that time, remember, right after 9/11, because of the destruction, people thought it was going to take years to clean that mess up. But it actually didn't. It only took a few months. By May of 2002, I think maybe a week or two before we actually got to New York, they had took like the last piece of beam out. And I remember the bus driver, we were going to New York, my school, we went to New York, and I remember we got there a little early. So the bus driver said, I got somewhere to take y'all. And he took us to downtown Manhattan, and we drove around the site. And I just remember every time the bus went, because it did the whole block, every time the bus went around the block, everybody who wasn't on the side of the bus got out their seat and went to the side of the bus just to look at the massive hole, because it was so, Kevin, when I tell you, and I can see it right now, the fact that I was able to see the World Trade Center, to see the hole, and then to see the new Twin Towers, to see that hole, Kevin, it was so massive. And for something not to be right there, just a massive hole in the middle of the city, and then it was so deep, like it was so deep, and it was just like, oh my God, like, and we just were in amazement, like, this is crazy, like, this is really crazy. And then I went to New York a few years ago, and I remember, actually I was in New York in 2011, and that's when they were just starting to build the current World Trade Center. And I just remember, and the hotel that I stayed at was directly across, I can't think of the name of that hotel, but we were directly across the street from the World Trade Center. And to see the construction going on, it was like, wow. And now to see how it looks now, it's a beautiful sight. It really is. But it's like really, it's an eerie feeling to know that this is really the site of a mass grave. Because that's really what it is. I was reading this article yesterday of this writer at the Metro, and she was saying how her uncle was killed at the World Trade Center and his body was never found. And so, she said that, for about 4 months, her father and her grandfather was searching hospitals in New York City, searching maybe he was there and he was hurt bad, but they never found his body. And she was saying that the family hopes that one day, at least something of him, they'll get a phone call saying that we found something of him. But that may never happen because now they've built all over that site.
It's 18 years.
Yeah, it's 18 years later, so that may never happen. But I like the fact that at the site they have the two holes that represent where the tower stood, and then they have the names of everybody who died arched on that memorial. I think that's really nice.
Yeah, I've never been to any of that, and I forgot what. Oh yeah, what I was saying is that when I remember being there and seeing like, okay, I don't think Like if these towers fall, that's gonna be crazy. But I remember sitting in class. It was the day after Labor Day. The day after Labor Day was a Tuesday or something like that. Whatever the case may be, I just
9/11.
remember.
Yeah.
This is before 9/11.
The week
I remember,
before.
like, I remember sitting in class, and I just was like, something's gonna happen in New York. Something's gonna happen in New York. I feel it. Something's gonna happen in New York, and I remember sitting there looking out the window, and then that following week, like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, if you put me on a lie detector test,
You'll
I
pass.
would pass.
A similar situation happened to me, but it happened to me. I can't remember if I told you the story, but it happened to me 2 days before 9/11. It was this Sunday, and I remember sitting on my step, and I remember that particular Sunday, as it was starting to get dusk, the sky was really red. Like, it was just like this beautiful, and I think you posted something like that recently.
Yesterday. The other day.
And that's how the sky looked that day as it was getting dark. And I remember saying to myself, dang, it looked like it's fire in the sky. And then 2 days later, that happened. I was just like, and I never forgot that I said that to myself, like, it's like it's fire in the sky. Like, why does it look like this? And I think that anybody who was around, and I think a lot of people have those type of similar stories, like something, even though none of us were a part of 9/11, something happened to leading up to 9/11 where we could say, now I look back at it, I was getting that feeling that something was about to happen, but you just didn't know
What it was.
What it was.
It's just crazy. But I'm just, I'm glad that, we have been free from major attacks like that. The only attacks that we have now are
Donald Trump.
not only that, we have like mass shootings, which are ridiculous. But it was nothing like ever to the magnitude of 9/11. And I pray that we never see anything like that. And that's a moment where you remember where you were. There's certain things you remember where you were. Like, you remember where you were when you heard of Princess Diana. You remember where you were when you heard about 9/11. You remember where you heard about Michael Jackson. Those are just
You
things
remember where
that
you
will
were
never leave.
when Donald Trump won.
Yeah, bitch, I was sitting in this room over it, and I was drunk, and I was so
I'll
mad.
never forget, Kevin. I went to sleep that night because it hadn't come in, but before I went to sleep, he was winning, and I went to sleep over, and I said, you know what, God, hopefully when I wake up, it'll be a chance. You would have stepped in. I woke up, and when I woke up the next morning, and he had won.
Yep.
And I said,
I
Lord,
was so
have mercy.
I barely even went to sleep. I
Trump
was
the
up all
next
night.
President.
Couldn't believe it.
You
couldn't believe it.
Listen, but I will say this 4 years has gone by pretty fast.
Yeah,
It really has. It really has. To think
Yeah.
that was 2016 when he won,
Yep.
and now it's 2019, about to be 2020.
Yep.
God knew what he was doing. So, I'm going to rush these 4 years.
Yeah, but they've been horrible. But
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about Trump. I say good luck to the candidates running. That's tonight. Well, tonight, but it's going already. The debate done already happened by the time you listen to it. So hopefully it was a good debate. Hopefully Joe Biden didn't look like a fool up there with Elizabeth and Bernie up there. I just hope that it was a good debate and they talked about all the issues. This is a 3-hour debate. It's going to be from 8 to 11 tonight. So they're going to be able to talk about so much.
Yeah.
And I want them to talk about the economy. I want them talking about the LGBT community. I want them to talk about race.
You don't hear Booker anymore.
You
don't hear from
nobody
him
talk
anymore.
about Booker or
I feel like he's going to drop out before the end of this year.
yeah, Booker and
Harris either.
Harris.
She needs to
Yeah.
get
The
back
other
on
ones,
her grind.
it's going to be down to Elizabeth, Bernie, and Joe. Now y'all take y'all pick. I just want y'all to vote. I just want y'all to vote.
Register to vote.
Yes.
You still have time to register.
Register to vote and know that your vote is important, and don't ever feel like nobody cares about your vote. You not voting got Donald Trump elected. For those who didn't vote.
So make sure you vote November 2020. It's not too late to register if you are not registered. Make sure you take your sons, your daughters, your nieces, your nephews, your grandchildren, whomever, your neighbors. Take them out to vote. It's not, to register to vote. It's not too late to register. And then come November, I'm not exactly sure of the date, but I'll just say November
3rd.
2020 because I don't want to give the wrong date. But November 2020, when election day comes, take your ass out and vote, because it makes no sense to register if you're not going to vote.
Election day is November 3rd, 2020. That's going to be my mother's 75th birthday. I hope that I got it right, because if it's not, listen, y'all, sometimes the podcast stopped. It stopped right there. But it is right. I had to confirm with Siri. November 3rd, 2020 is election day, and it will be my mother's 75th birthday. So we're going to make that a good birthday and hopefully a great election night. I don't want to see Donald
Hopefully
Trump
her
in a second
75th
term.
birthday brings us a new president.
Yes.
Hopefully. Okay.
Hopefully. 3/4 of a century. That's a long time to be here.
Yeah.
You know, that's a long time. So, all right, we got 9/11 out the way. We got Donald Trump out the way in this election business. And those two weren't even really on the topics, but they just happened to come up. So, Terrence Howard. You know, everyone's saying now that Terrence Howard is leaving. And once he leaves Empire, he's no longer going to be acting. And
Well, Terrence Howard said
yeah,
that.
he confirmed to himself that he's no longer going to be acting. And I just figured, like, okay, well, if he's not going to be a storyteller, if he's not going to be acting, he could be directing, he could be writing, he could be producing. There are so many hats that you can wear in the world of Hollywood. And I can't say that I'm going to miss Terrence Howard in acting, and I'm just going to be honest, because I only remember him in Hustle and Flow. I remember him in The Jacksons. I remember him in Empire. I can't really think of all of his iconic roles or the roles that he have played.
I can't think of the name of that movie where he was that swim coach.
Pride. That was a good movie. Yeah, okay, all right. So yeah, he helped me remember that.
But he's not one of those actors you'd be like, ooh, call Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
No.
I just can't.
Maybe for a bad guy role, but.
Yeah, I just can't think of, a lot of stuff he's been in, but he's been active for almost 30 years, if not more. Mm-hmm. He's been in the game for a long time. And if he wants to hang up his acting boots, he has the right to do that. But I brought up Terrence Howard since he wanted to say he wanted to leave. Speaking of Empire, I just feel like, Empire was a show that I loved, and until I felt that the show jumped the shark with so many different celebrities on and the storylines not making sense to me, I stopped watching. There was a point where we used to discuss Empire every week on our show. If we weren't talking about it on the show, Mikkel and I would go to Fox 29 here in Philadelphia and talk about it. And shout out to Jennifer Frederick, who used to do the Empire segments. I don't even think they do Empire segments no more, even on Fox.
I don't think so either.
So it's like Empire really has lost its way, even though it was like one of those major shows. And Empire really did make its mark on television. First of all, it's a Fox show, and it was getting over 10 million viewers. And every week it would climb. I think the highest is like 15, 16 million. Could be 17 million.
And the majority of the cast were African-American.
African-American, because it was a good storyline. And you love a good storyline. And we love a good storyline. And
I love a good train wreck.
I don't think it was a train wreck. I just was like, yeah.
I'm speaking out loud.
I just like, oh my God, Empire was that show.
It was.
And now Empire is in its final season, and I don't think that many people care that it's in its final season. And we loved Empire when it came out. Like, I didn't care where I was. All I knew is that wherever I was going to watch Empire. Even when I was in New Orleans, okay, we got to watch Empire because I got to see what's going on. It's just crazy how you can love a show and then so many people can fall out of love with a show. And I remember when Empire came out, there was like this beef between Empire and Power where...
But Power won.
Yeah, we had to guess like which show had the better show.
Power definitely won that beef.
At one point, I felt Empire was better, but as the years went on, I felt myself like into... What show? Power.
Power's
because
just,
the storylines is crazy.
And it's a different type of show.
Yes,
Power's just a different type of show.
Same.
They're not the same. They're not the same at all. I would take Power over Empire any day, okay? So, yeah. They're not the same.
And shout out to 50 Cent for bringing back Big Rich Town with Joe.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to 50 Cent for slipping and saying that there might be another 6 years of power, which I don't think it will be. He did an interview. He did an interview recently where he was saying that he bought the original song back with Joe because of the fans complaining, but he was also saying that the reason why he changed it, not because of it being the last season, but because he said, do I really want to go another 6 seasons with the same old song? So I decided to change it. But then, which got people sparked like, wait a minute. So there was supposed to be another 6 season of, is there supposed to be another 6 season?
He probably
because he slipped. Yeah, he probably is playing. But he did say that in the interview, and then he was like, no, whatever the case may be, just keep the original for the next.
Right.
So it got a lot of people talking, and I caught on to that when I was watching the interview. So
can you imagine? Law and Order been on for 20 years. Can you imagine if they switched up Law and Order they kept the beat the same but changed it? People would be outraged.
But you know what? Law and Order 2 has been on for this long because Law and Order, it's a good show.
It surpassed all the other Law and Orders.
Yeah, but it also, isn't it on a network it's a non-cable network?
NBC,
yeah.
NBC.
And I think a lot of old people watch that show too.
Let me tell you something.
A lot of old people love it. And a lot of old people don't have cable.
Yeah, there was a point where I used to watch not MSNBC, because I watched that too. I would watch Law and Order on NBC. Like, I would actually watch it when it would come on television. Mm-hmm. Not only that, I would watch it on Hulu. I would watch it on Netflix. I would watch so many episodes. My favorite episode of Law and Order is when Maria was, she kept calling the damn station, and she was like from one of those South American countries, and oh my God, what's her name? Liv? I forgot her damn name.
I don't watch the show, so I don't know.
She was, I know y'all probably mad at me. Olivia, yeah. She was talking on that phone with her, and the girl was falling asleep, and they were trying to track the phone, and she was one of those girls that were being sex trafficked around. That's one of my favorite episodes, and anytime I see the rerun, I don't care what I'm doing, I watch that episode. It has an impact on me. And then they used to have the little, they would take from the headlines and turn it into their own little show. Mm-hmm. Those are my favorite SVUs. But I really haven't watched it. The past couple of years, I haven't watched it because the cast kept changing and I was just over it.
I remember my little cousin was on Law and Order once.
Really? I think you probably was telling me about that.
She was. I can't remember if her character was getting raped or beat up, but she was younger at the time. Mm-hmm. I'm sure. I think she was on what's that show that was on Netflix, the 70s show, but then they stopped, they canceled it.
Yeah, The Get Down.
The Get Down. She was on there. She was on season 2 of The Get Down. Yeah, she's been.
That was my show too.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got the SVU, but yeah. Oh, because from Empire to Power.
Yeah.
All right, we got so much stuff to talk about. So, the BET Hip Hop Awards will be airing on BET on Tuesday, October 8th, which is my best friend's birthday and another friend of mine's birthday. So shout out to y'all, two Libras, and I'm gonna get I got a topic about my best friend later on, cause we beefing right now, and I said I'm gonna talk about it on the podcast, and they can tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. So the nominations came out. Cardi B has 10 nominations. She has the most nominations out of everybody. Now, I'm going to be honest. The BET Hip Hop Awards is not really my cup of tea. I know a lot of people watch it, but it's not really my cup of tea. But I want to talk about it for those who do watch it. If you didn't know the nominations were out there, out. And I haven't seen none of the music videos. And if you are a Cardi B fan, today, which is Friday the 13th, that you're listening to this podcast, they say it's going to be a full moon, so y'all be careful out there. But Cardi B is starring in the movie Hustlers with J-Lo, and also Lizzo's in the movie. And the movie is out. Make sure y'all go see it. And there has been a lot of Oscar buzz for Jennifer Lopez, which is crazy that I'm saying that. Can you imagine if J-Lo really does do the Super Bowl, and at the time she's nominated for a Golden Globe, a SAG, and an Oscar?
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's going to be crazy for her. That's going to be...
She was on The View today, too.
The best she can ever do. You can't top that no more.
She was and you know what? J-Lo's been doing her thing for nearly 30 years. She's deserving of anything that comes her way. She really is.
Yeah.
Because at one point in time, J-Lo was just always in the headlines for shit that she was associated with.
Right.
The people she was associated with. But now, for the past few years, J-Lo has been glowing. She's been doing her thing. She just turned 50. She just ended a tour. She's doing her thing. She's engaged now. Mm-hmm. I liked her interview on The View where she was talking about how she and A-Rod became a fan of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And she said that one night after A-Rod had proposed to her, they were just at home in bed. And she said they were just watching TV, and then they came across her documentary and they watched it. And it was so funny because she had gotten she had gotten so into explaining the documentary while she was on The View that she stopped herself and said, wait, I'm sitting here promoting this. She was like, but it was so good. And she said that once her tour had got to D.C., her and A-Rod said it would be a good idea if we would meet her. And I said, well, isn't it just decent that you're that big of a celebrity that you can just say, let's meet. Yeah. And so they said that they had it arranged and they went to go meet her. And she said it was supposed to be a 15-minute meeting, but it ended up being an hour. And she said that she just enjoyed her company. And she said that, she told her, we were just engaged and what kind of advice you would get for marriage. And she said that, she gave her some advice, whatever the case may be. But she said she was just honored to be in her presence. The fact that it went from y'all coming across this documentary to y'all didn't meet her.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good documentary and promoted the hell out of it.
I haven't seen it.
It was like, it's even like now on Netflix or.
I think
it was nominated for an Oscar. It was nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, because I remember hearing about it being. What is it?
RBG. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So I'm going to go over these nominations. I'm going to read a couple. Mikhail's going to read a couple.
No, it's not on here.
Best Hip Hop nominations for the 2019 BET. Best Hip Hop Video for the 2019 BET Hip Hop Awards. 21 Savage, A Lot featuring J. Cole. Cardi B, Money. City Girls, Twerk featuring Cardi B. Da Baby, Suge. I hope I said that right. Meek Mill, Going Bad featuring Drake. Drake, Sicko Mode featuring Drake. Hot Ticket Performer, Cardi B, Da Baby. Drake, Megan Thee Stallion, The Carters, and Travis Scott. Now, see, what y'all not going to do is find a way to nominate Beyonce and Jay-Z at every goddamn award show.
Because they want them to come.
They are not. Bitch, if they come to that and don't go to the Soul Train Awards, we really going to have a problem with the Carters. Yes, we have a problem. Album of the Year, Travis Scott, Astro World. Meek Mill, Champions. Lizzo, Cause I Love You. DJ Khaled, Father of a Side, and Tyler the Creator. No, it's not and. Tyler the Creator, Igor, and Dreamville, Revenge of the Dreamers 3. Never heard of none of these albums except for Lizzo, Cause I Love You. And I don't think that is hip hop. I find it weird that Lizzo is considered a hip hop artist.
What do you consider her?
I consider her like R&B. She's okay. She gives me Missy Elliott, but Missy Elliott be rapping all the time. Lizzo be singing. I think Lizzo sings more than she raps, but I mean, I can't hate on it. Mm-hmm. I love it, but I don't really look at her as
a hip hop artist.
A hip hop.
Well, look at Drake. He does the same. I mean,
he
raps.
Child, that lady. I ain't mean to call her lady.
Oh boy. Oh boy. You said it, not me. You go. So what am I reading? Video director of the year. Read the next. Video director of the year: Benny Boom, Bruno Mars, Florent Dechard, Calmatic, Dave Mayers, these names. Eve Rivera.
Elf Rivera.
Oh,
bitch, you just tearing these names.
That says
Give me this.
EIF, not ELF.
That's a
I.
Oh, it looked like an L.
Because your phone.
Oh, let me.
It's an I. Yes, I know what I'm talking about.
We got the.
I can see.
We got the wrong.
I may not have spelled. Pronounced it right, but I know how it's spelled. It's EIF.
Stretch the screen. Eve Rivera. I never heard of that.
And Travis Scott.
All right.
And then you have lyricist of the year: 2 Chainz, Drake, J. Cole, Meek Mill, Nipsey Hussle, YBM, Corday. I don't know these people, and I don't sound
I'm
right
gonna
saying
give it
their
to
names.
Meek Mill because he from North Philly. He from down the street. I'm
Are
gonna
we
give
saying
it to
all
North.
the? Are we saying all the
Yeah,
nominees?
because we ain't got nothing to do.
No, we actually do. We're only on the second topic. Yes, we do.
MVP
of the year, Cardi B, DJ Khaled. Shout out to DJ Khaled. Him and his wife
having a baby.
Expected a second
He
baby.
gonna parade that baby around just
Drake,
like he did
Jay. I
Oscar.
cannot believe this man just said we don't have nothing to do. Like I don't have to go home and get ready for work.
Oh no,
J. Cole, Megan Thee Stallion, Nipsey Hussle.
You got another hour in you.
You want me to read this?
Yeah.
Producer of the year, DJ Khaled, London on the Track, Metro Boomin, Mustard, Swiss Beats. It's a shame that.
It's a shame my app ain't just pop off. Wait, I thought my app thing popped off.
No, that was the Instagram.
Oh, you did producer of the year?
I just named that child.
Oh, okay. Best collab. Now this is the good stuff. 21 Savage featuring J. Cole a lot. Cardi B and Bruno Mars, Please Me. I like that song. KJ Khaled. DJ Khaled and Nipsey Hussle and John Legend, Higher. And shout out to his wife because his wife went off on Donald Trump, called him a pussy ass bitch. Okay. Little Baby and Gunna, Drip Too Hard. Little Nas X and featuring Billy Ray Cyrus, Old Town Road remix. Travis Scott featuring Drake, Sicko Mode. Single of the year, Act Up featuring, no, they doing the producers. I don't care about that. Okay. Single of the year, Act Up, Big Old Freak, Money, Old Town Road, Sicko Mode, and Suge. Best new hip hop artists: Blueface, The Baby, Lil Nas X, Megan Thee Stallion, Roddy Ricch, and YBN Cordae, who is dating tennis player Naomi Osaka. I don't know how that works, but shout out to them. And the Bex mixtape: Jack Harlow, Kevin Gates, Megan Thee Stallion, Roddy Ricch, Wiz Khalifa, YBN, J Almighty. I guess it's the whole YBN crew because I never heard of them. YBN, is that Young Black Niggas? I don't know what it means.
I don't know who
I don't know what it
people
means. YBN, Almighty J, Cordae, and Namir. Sweet 16. Listen, go to BET if you want to hear all of them. But I wanted to give you guys an idea of what's going on. And it seemed like a lot of them are all nominated in the same different categories.
Yeah, it's just
and they don't do that for the Soul Train Awards.
Well, nobody. Shut up, Michael. It's a shame because nobody goes to the Soul Train Awards.
Yeah, I want to see our. I don't know. That better not be Chase. I want to see our black. I want to see our black people at these shows. You know, the A list, the B list, the C list, D, F, E, and all the alphabets. Okay, because y'all know we're gonna be there anyway.
Maxine Waters is supposed to be hosting the Soul Train Awards.
She better not. I'm gonna reclaim all of my time with her being there. I like her, but not that much. Okay,
right.
She's all right. So this is a time of the show where I'm doing my first ever heart to heart. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, no, I didn't zoom in. Y'all found a way to zoom in, and I just want to talk about my disgust with Basketball Wives. But first of all, I'm going to talk about why I loved Basketball Wives. Like maybe 10 years ago, Basketball Wives was that show I would watch because you had women who were actually dating in relationships, or, you know, they were engaged or they were married to basketball players. Mm-hmm. And within this show, it looked like, you know, they had their drama and stuff, but, you know, they drama, they fights and all of that. But it was just good TV drama, okay? After maybe a year or two, you know, they brought on Tammy Roman, who was also married to a basketball player, and they had the drama. It was just a really fun show to watch. Then the people that you started to love, some of them became bullies. Some of them you were really rooting for, and it just became a show where, you know, we were just in love, but it really was a show where people were becoming bullies, and it was just high school drama, and you began to ask yourself, how old are these women?
Right.
But we would still watch. And then, you know, they get the statement, this show is going to change. We're going to make it a little bit positive. You know, the show changed, and when the show changed, you guys complained that it's not what you wanted to watch. This was not the type of show that you love, and all this and that. So Shawnee had to go back to being messy on the show. But I feel that Basketball Wives is a show where you can have the wives or the girlfriends of these basketball players and it not be so bitter. Like it's become a show where these women just become bitches and bitter over nothing. And nobody on this show is doing anything that make you root for them. This is a show that we will watch every Monday night. Right. I wouldn't even watch wrestling because I wanted to see what the fuck was going on with Basketball Wives. But the Basketball Wives of today, it's like a bunch of, now Shawnee is not a has-been, but it's a bunch of has-beens on this show, and they have nothing. They have nothing.
But has-beens what? What were they?
I used to be a wife of a basketball player. I used to date this person. Well, I'm the former fiance of someone.
Well, Shawnee
no one on this show. No one
is
on this show is married except for Kristen.
Well, Shawnee would be in that has-beens category if that's how you're looking at it.
You know why I don't look at Shawnee as a has-been? Because that bitch is working. This is her show.
That's the difference between. But see, your version of a has-been is different. A has-been is somebody who used to be something.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying. What was Evelyn? What was Jackie? What was Tammy? Other than,
but you know what?
They were the wives of somebody. Yeah. And if that is what's considering them a has-been, then Shawnee's a has-been too.
Shawnee's not a has-been
because she ain't nobody's wife.
But Shawnee is still doing things. You know what I'm saying?
So are they.
No, they're not. All they doing is creating drama. They fighting with each other. They acting like they're in high school. They are
Jackie
50.
Has her cognac.
They're in their 40s and their 50s.
Jackie has her cognac.
And they are fighting.
Evelyn has her skincare.
Where did you ever see the fucking Jackie cognac in the store?
I'm sorry.
I've never seen nobody with it.
I don't drink, so I wouldn't see it in the store.
Have you ever heard any?
You would see it in the store because you drink.
Have you seen anybody with a picture of Instagram saying, "Oh, I'm drinking"?
No, but I don't see anybody with pictures of a lot of alcohol. I just see alcohol in the cup.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't see Jackie Christie shit nowhere.
Do you drink cognac?
I do sometimes. I'm not a big fan of it, but
why? Because it's thick.
No, I just
why.
I like vodka and I like my tequila.
What gets you drunk faster?
Oh my God, tequila! I'm drinking tequila now.
I know,
but it don't get me drunk the fastest. But I was tequila. Tequila is not really my best friend, but it's my best friend right now. So I'm going to say this. Shawnee got shit going on. Shawnee
I just think
character.
that
Wait, let me finish.
Well, no,
Shawnee,
hold on. I just think
I care
how
about
you're
her.
describing has-beens. You're not.
But they are.
Right.
But no, I'm saying the word right. They are has-beens, and I said for the exception of Shawnee.
But you're saying they're has-beens.
But Cal, I don't want to argue about if they has-beens or not. But that's what they are. That's what they are.
Just go ahead. I'm listening.
So, Shawnee. She got the shit going on with her children. She done had shows on there. Shawnee got multiple businesses. And not only that, Shawnee also has that marijuana business. She is somebody on that show that is doing something. Like, even if Shawnee said, I'm not doing Basketball Wives, and Shawnee did a show with what she's doing, I would watch it. It's entertaining. What these other women are bringing to the show is old drama. I don't like you. I love you. You said this about me. I want you to apologize for this. Apologize for that. That shit is getting old and it's tired and it's not working in reality TV anymore. And what Basketball Wives need to do, if they're going to stay on a page like this, Shawnee, you need to eliminate everybody from the show, including yourself, and you need to bring real wives of basketball players on the show. Like, if you're going to have your drama, it's fun to see a little bit of drama on the show, okay? You need that drama. Drama keeps every show alive.
Yeah,
but you need the drama to where they're not having fist fights and not fighting over,
I agree
my
with
toe, my toe was sticking out of a shoe.
I agree with that.
And that's why you can't come to my party. This is all bullshit.
I agree with that. However, when Housewives started dumbing down their drama, you were one of the ones complaining that, it's just not interesting anymore. So it's like, if you dumb it down, then it becomes less interesting because majority of the people watching are watching for the drama. They're not watching.
We're all watching.
But they're not watching it. Nobody's tuning into Basketball Wives to see what businesses they have. They're tuning in to see them argue.
No, people are tuning in because we want to see the drama, but we also want to see what the fuck they got got going on.
Nobody cares
Because
what they have.
A lot of
you
people.
know why? Let me just say this.
Okay, that's your opinion.
No.
But I have my opinion.
Okay, well,
and
this is
I feel
Mikhail's
that
opinion.
people agree. I do think that people want to watch a show where people got something going on because who's watching Basketball Wives anymore? Nobody. Their ratings have tanked really, really bad because of what's going on that show. And every time you watch Basketball Wives, it's always somebody filing a petition for somebody being a bully, or they're talking about race. And Evelyn is known to call people out of their name. It's just this show just needs to go. Now, what you was going to say?
I was going to say that nobody really checks for these people's businesses like that. Look at Nene. Nobody's raving about shopping at her store. Nobody's raving about shopping there. You got you have the own women on the show that laugh at her store, calling it. Nobody's raving about. Oh, I got this from Nene's shop. Nobody's raving about that. I mean, okay, you see them doing things, but you just said it yourself. Who's buying Jackie's cognac? Nobody.
Because I don't even think it ever came out.
So
I don't even
nobody's
think it
really.
came out for public
And guess
consumption.
what? Even if it didn't come out, nobody's asking for it to come out.
Well, you know what?
So nobody cares about their business.
Nene got
People
several.
are watching these shows for the drama.
Nene has several businesses, and people do go to those.
I'm not
those
saying
boutiques.
that people don't. What I'm saying is,
but you're saying that they don't watch for that. But you know what? It adds to the element of the character and what they are doing.
Right.
Because if they didn't have anything going on, I will think that all of these women on Atlanta, they're all just bitter old bitches, and they have nothing going on.
Well, you know what?
These
Thank
women
God
have
none of these women-
storylines and things that I care about.
Thank God these women are not real basketball wives, because I would hate to be a basketball player and having my wife on TV like that.
Well, yeah, I mean but that's why you can have a show with Basketball Wives, but it don't have to be about the petty drama that they have going on.
It doesn't, but that's what tuned people in. That's why people.
But you know what? Nobody's watching. It's not working.
You know why it's not working? Because, again, you have the same women for the past, 11 years now, doing the same old dance. One season is Tammy and Evelyn. Then the next season is Evelyn and Jackie. Then it's Jackie and somebody else. It's the same women, and you get tired of that. That's why it's not working. It's not that the drama's not working. It's that we're tired of seeing the same. Oh, okay.
Because we've been seeing the same people that's on the Real Housewives of Atlanta for 10, 11 years, and most of the time the drama is good. And that's a show where you can't say that these women aren't doing anything. They just sitting at home being bitter. Those women are all working and doing things. And not only that, not only are the Real Housewives of Atlanta got shit going on, the fucking women from Married to Medicine, they all got their drama. And what I love about that show is that these are doctors. They got their drama within themselves. They're opening practices. They're showing what they actually do during the daytime. And they can still get together, have their drama, and still not swing fists and look like women being in high school. Okay? That's the shit I like. What I see on Basketball Wives is totally different from Married to Medicine and the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's why I just feel like Basketball Wives is a show that just needs to retire, and it just needs to just go off into the sunset, because these women, they're too old and they're too bitter. Like, oh, you said this about this one. You did this about that. You said this. Oh, I can't take it back. Your apology is not real. Oh, I accept your apology. Oh, but your apology really wasn't real. I'm not going to invite you to this place for that. You can't do this. I'm not going to show up. Oh, I'm going to crop your photo out. The shit is petty. Petty ass drama. And if I was on a reality show, I wouldn't want to be seen like that. And I wouldn't put myself out there like that for a couple of dollars from VH1. You're not gonna get me out here acting a fool like that, being petty. That's why I just feel like this show needs to just ride into the sunset.
Some of us act a fool.
And I love how you defended them, but I just feel like
I just think that people don't watch Basketball Wives to see what businesses they have going on. That's not that type of show.
It all adds to the element.
And
because
Married to Medicine and Basketball Wives, those are two different caliber of women. We're talking about women who with degrees, women with careers.
You know what? If you're a wives of a girlfriend, if you're a wife or a girlfriend,
can I finish? Because I said.
Oh, but you cut me off plenty of times. Don't act like you didn't.
No, what I'm saying is I sat and listened to you.
And I sat and listened to you, and I don't want to hear it.
All right, go ahead. Just go ahead. I have nothing to say. Just go ahead. Are we done this topic?
Phaedra,
Yes.
child. Marriage boot camp for what?
Right.
You're not even married to nobody.
Right. Apollo has a new girlfriend.
Yeah, you dated the guy Tone Capone. Oh my God. Yes. So you dated him, y'all didn't work out. Now you're dating the guy Benny Medina.
And I just
not
didn't know
Benny
she
Medina.
had a new boyfriend.
Yeah. She's dating the guy that was on Tyler Perry's show. His name done slipped my mind. I think it's Medina. It's something Medina.
Mm-hmm.
She's dating him, but he's a did you ever watch The Haves and Have Nots?
No, I don't watch that show.
So he played on the show. Dark skinned man. I can't remember his name because I haven't watched Have and Have Nots in so long. But anyway, she's dating him. Now this is the thing. The premise of her being on this show is she's not sure she wants to move to LA allegedly to be with him and take her children over there. Phaedra, you need to stay home. You need to stay where you are in Atlanta and raise your children. You don't have a good track record with men right now. Now, if you guys were married, I can see you leaving everything in Atlanta and moving over to LA. But I would not be moving. I don't care how good it is. I would not be packing up and moving my children to the West Coast. And it don't work out, then what? So, Phaedra, don't go on this show. I wouldn't even do this show, Phaedra. And it's not, is this just another way to get a check? If you want to get a check, go back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Fuck Candy. I don't care if she's mad. Candy don't run that show. If she leaves, she's going to be all right. But the drama is still going to be there. And Andy, you need to bring her back. You brought Kenya back. Oh, my God. This is what I'm talking about. When I say they got stuff going on. All right. So Candy, she got one baby. She's thinking about getting a surrogate. Kenya, she got the baby. She left on bad terms with a lot of the women. But she's married now, and she's got a lot going on. Portia, she got the baby.
Well, what's
she
the
got
lot that she has going on?
First of all, there's already rumors that her and the boyfriend, the husband, might be getting a divorce. Kenya has a baby.
That type of a lot.
Yeah.
Though.
Kenya got the baby.
I thought you meant business.
It's probably a lot of women, but they're married. Okay. And then Kenya also, I think Kenya got her hair care line and all of that stuff. It's not like Kenya not doing nothing. And Kenya is an actress. I don't know what she's going to show on this show. But Kenya, the drama with Kenya coming back, I'm going to love that. Then you got Nene. Nene is not going to be on the first couple episodes, but we already know that
never
Nene
on the first couple episodes.
No, but Nene has been suspended for how she acted on last season,
as she should
with
have.
the producers and stuff like that in her home. And then Nene and Kenya are not on the best of terms, so them being in the same room, that's going to be drama. And then you got Eva. I don't know what else is going on with her and her husband with the children, and then her
Isn't she
changing the children's
pregnant?
name. Yes, that's all. Like, it's all drama, but it's good drama. It's not high school drama. It's not 11th and 12th grade drama. This is drama that I just can't wait to watch. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So let's move on. Akon is on Love and Hip Hop with his wife or his girlfriend, and he was on an interview with Hot 97, and he said that Love and Hip Hop is not real. He said it's propaganda, and he said I was just on it to boost the storyline.
Okay, so when I saw that you had Akon on here, I thought you had it on here for something interesting.
Oh, that is
We know that what Love and Hip Hop is not real.
Well, for those,
I mean,
but there are
hello.
people that watch that show faithfully on Monday nights, and that's why we stopped watching because it wasn't real.
Yes, we know that it's not real.
He went.
I'm thinking he's about to tell us something that we didn't already know.
He went out of his way to just say no. I was just there for a storyline
You were there for a check.
that he don't need.
Yeah, but
You
he
know?
still went for it. Because if you really didn't need it, you wouldn't have went on.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Jay-Z doesn't need a check. He's not signing up to Love and Hip Hop. Diddy doesn't need a check. He's not signing up to Love and Hip Hop. Akon didn't need that check, but he still signed up for it. I mean, come on.
He was boosting somebody.
You're not
one of the
boosting
girls on the
nothing.
show.
You're boosting your pockets. That's what you're boosting. And they
I don't
probably
even
gave
think
him a nice check, too.
I wonder if he's really on. I don't watch it, so
Me neither.
y'all know we don't even watch it because we used to talk. I mean, once you start realizing that some of the storylines is crazy,
This
this is why it don't make sense for me to watch.
Right.
Like, what turned me off about this is good. This whole thing's good. The reason why I stopped watching shows like Love and Hip Hop is because I found myself saying the same thing over and over every week. And yes, you probably had some fun storylines, but seeing a woman getting cheated on and taking them back, cheated on and taking them back, there got to be a point where you know your worth and you don't get walked over like you a goddamn doormat or something.
Yeah.
Doormats are to be stepped on and walked over, not humans. And a lot of those women on those shows don't know their worth. And I am so tired of saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. That's why I couldn't keep up with it, and that's why I stopped watching it. And I'm getting older. So once you get older, you know what you will accept and what you won't accept. And when you see people keep accepting the same old bullshit, I got to check out. And that's what I did. I checked out. And I'm sorry. I know a lot of people found us talking about those reality shows, but that stuff just don't interest me no more. Moving on to Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is out of the hospital, and he is now in patient rehab. So he's in a rehab, and he's getting himself together. His back injuries, I think he's probably learning how to walk again and doing certain functions. And we wish Kevin the best. You know, he's from Philly, and we always want to see our Philly people win. But what I want to talk about with Kevin Hart is that I watched the shop thing. And remember how I was like, I hope I don't tear Kevin Hart a new asshole. We ain't even got to go there. I just feel like Kevin Hart played his part and what he was doing with the conversation because he was trying to make the conversation more interesting to me. But you do have some men that say, okay, you gay, so what? But it's not always so what.
Right.
And
right.
I'm glad that Lil Nas X spoke up and he talked about it. But what really frustrated me is that for the 30 minutes that the show was on, I was trying to find out why Lil Nas X is there.
It was there. Right.
It just bothered me.
Did it ever come to
to talk about being gay and having a song on the Hot 100?
And then that was it.
Because he couldn't relate to none of the things that they were talking about.
Not that he couldn't relate because he was gay, but he just couldn't relate because, first of all, they were all older men.
Right.
Is he even 20?
No, and he's not an athlete.
Well, neither is Kevin Hart. But all of those men are well older than Nas X. I mean, what is he relating to them about other than they all have money?
Yeah.
That's it.
He just got money. He's new money.
He's new money. People like Kevin Hart, he's a little old money because he's been doing his thing for a while.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know why he was there either.
I'm sorry for chewing in your ear. I was just like, why is he there? It just didn't make sense. And sometimes I feel like that when I see Willow on Red Table Talk. Because I'm like, she ain't even got none of these experiences.
She doesn't relate. She doesn't. Yeah.
But she be like, yes, Mom, you better say it, girl.
She's supposedly there for the younger crowd, but the younger crowd's not checking for her.
They don't know nothing yet.
They're checking for Jada.
Yes.
That's who the younger crowd's checking for.
Jada need to bring that show to TV. I mean, if the daughter was on, I understand she's a part of the show. Like, I'm not mad that she's there, but she just don't fit in on some of the topics.
Right.
So it don't make sense.
A lot of the topics are for Jada and her mom and the older guests.
And I like that dynamic. If maybe Willow was like 25.
Was Willow there when Will's ex-wife came on?
I didn't watch that one, so I can't remember. I wouldn't remember.
I think I remember Jada's mom being there. Because Jada's mom was trying to figure out why she kept coming around.
I remember reading, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, Jada's mom was not here for her son-in-law's ex-wife to keep coming around. Why does she keep popping up?
So, moving on. Brandy, Fantasia, and
I'd probably be like that with my sister's man. Why his ex-wife keep popping the hell up? But then again, unless they had kids, but then they had kids. I can't necessarily say that. I'm saying my sister's man. If my sister was if he ever had somebody who kept popping up, I said I probably would be the same way too. But then again, no, because when I think about it, there's somewhat of a similar situation with my pastor. You know, his current wife is his second wife, and his first wife, they have a son together. They have a 29-year-old son together. And every so often, not all the time, but every so often, his first wife does come to Sunday morning service. Right. But his first wife was there before he was pastor, when he became pastor, and even when they separated, she was still coming to the church. She had stopped coming once he started dating his new wife, and his new wife started coming. Then she kind of backed off and stopped coming. But I mean, you know, she has foster children, and she allows her foster children to come to church, and you know, my pastor baptized her foster children. So every so often she comes, you know, and those of us who remember years ago when they were married, we welcome her with open arms because we remember her. Yeah. But that was so long ago when they divorced. That it's kind of like,
who?
Yeah, like not who in a disrespectful way, but it's like they've been divorced for so long that it's kind of like, oh, she's just a member who doesn't come all the time, but she still comes.
Yeah, but you still have some families that do invite the ex.
Right.
They be like, look, they broke up with you, but they did not break up with us.
And that's my family. Because
my family too. The women like that.
My family, because one of my uncles, we were talking about this, and he was like, "This is the only," because he's an uncle married into my family. Mm-hmm. He said, "This is the only family that I personally know that the exes." The couple will be divorced and separated, and the exes still come around, and they're all welcome open arms, and it's like, yeah, because it's like, yeah, you've been around for so long, it's like, yeah, come on around. You're invited to the weddings, to the cookouts,
we
to
are
everything.
Waiting for you.
So, yeah.
How would you feel if your ex was coming around your family?
I wouldn't feel any type of way because my last ex, I wouldn't feel any type of way at all. My last ex and I still speak, not as much, but we still speak. I wouldn't feel any kind of way at all because of the simple fact those days are over. Mm-hmm. And so when I look at you now, I don't even look at you as that relationship type. I look at you as a friend because remember, we started out as friends before we started dating. Mm-hmm. So, which a lot of these people don't do. They start out as dating and then try to build friendships and then it doesn't work. But no, I wouldn't care about that at all. As a matter of fact, it's funny because on Facebook, sometimes I see them posting stuff on Facebook, and sometimes they'll post stuff about relationship, and I just be like, let me mind my business.
Yeah, I see when you
let me mind
do those posts.
Me? Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to get it out. Hold up. There we go.
Let me mind my business.
Shut the hell up.
Because those days with you and I are over. So
done.
It has nothing to do with me.
So Fantasia, Jasmine Sullivan, and Brandy had a song together, and it was supposed to come out on Fantasia's new album, Sketchbook, which comes out October the 11th. Fantasia was doing an interview, and I mean, she cleaned it up real good, real fast. She said that the song would not be on her album. It didn't make the cut, and that a lot of industry politics were involved, and she didn't elaborate more on why she said, but she said industry politics had something to do with the album not making it and her being an independent artist. I don't know if Jasmine Sullivan on the major label. I'm not sure. I don't know if they.
But I'm almost certain it probably had something to do with one of the other singers.
I don't know, and I'm not gonna go there tonight.
I can, and that's probably why she didn't. I can almost bet that industry politics had something to do with the other singer and the other singer's label and all that other stuff. Yeah. Kevin.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Yeah. All I'm going to say is that I was looking forward to hearing this song because I believe that a preview, like a little clip came out. I think that was a long time ago. I think a clip came out, but okay, whatever the case may be, we are not getting the song.
Right.
And either way, all three of them ladies can sing.
Yes.
You know, but it would be good to hear those three voices together on a song. I feel bad that Fantasia won't have that on her album.
Right.
And, you know, I just wish Fantasia the best with this new album. I didn't listen to her previous album, The Definition Of. I just really couldn't get into the songs like that. But I love her other albums. And that's just the first album I never listened to it. Never listened to it. I just wasn't interested. And Alicia Keys' new album, she had an album come out called Here. I didn't even listen to that, and I listened to all her albums.
She had an album come out recently?
Probably like 2016.
Oh, I thought you meant like 2 weeks ago.
I meant her her most recent album. Yeah, but Fantasia's doing the thing. She was on the new show of Tamron Hall. Tamron Hall is actually doing great with the ratings so far on ABC, and she's going to be coming on with Wendy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to DVR Tamron Hall, and then I'm just going to watch Wendy Wendy's show because I need the little messiness and the drama and stuff like that. And Kelly Clarkson's new show, I didn't think anybody would watch Kelly Clarkson's new show, but in the first 3 days of this show, she has the highest rated show for a debut show in 7 years. So Kelly Clarkson is starting out pretty good.
And she took Steve Harvey's.
She took Steve Harvey's spot. And Steve, I don't think Steve Harvey had a problem with the ratings. I think it was NBC like trying to get him out. Because if Steve Harvey's ratings were so bad, he wouldn't be having so many jobs.
Right.
And
black women, especially black old women, love him.
Yes. I think,
They love sitting at home watching him.
I just didn't like the daytime show.
Once he moved, once he moved to LA, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
It was a wrap.
And maybe that was his karma for writing that letter to them people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that? And posting it on all them doors.
Right. So all these new iPhones is out. Listen, dear Apple,
just give me the iPhone X, the recent X, and I'm done. I don't need no 3
iPhone
cameras.
11. Yeah.
You want it?
I mean, I want it because I got the 7, I had the 6.
Yeah.
But it's just time to upgrade.
I'm upgrading in a few months.
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of this A+.
in?
Plus. I'm gonna trade it in, and I'm gonna just get the Max.
Okay.
I'm gonna get the Max, and it's gonna be a birthday gift to me.
Right. That's what I was thinking for me.
That's that. After that, I'm done buying iPhones because I feel like I remember I kept saying I'll never get an iPhone, the touch screen, because I'm so used. But now I'm like, I really want the Max. I want it, and after seeing, and my whole thing is, believe it or not, Kevin, what drives me to buy an iPhone is the back. It took me forever to get the 8 Plus because I wasn't here for the glass part. Mm-hmm. And then the Max, I said to myself, I didn't like the way the camera is vertical. Right. Well, not the Max, but the 10 period, how the cameras are vertical.
The cameras are vertical.
Well, the Max is vertical too. But some of them, well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I definitely don't like this new 11 with all these 3 cameras and all that bullshit. I don't like all that. Because you don't know. What if you make a mistake and just recording somebody and you don't even. Can you imagine?
I like recording people, period. I shouldn't have said that on here. Don't look at me crazy. But let me show you how much of a mess I was the other night.
If it's nasty, I don't want to see it.
Well, just look.
You will wait somebody?
Wait. Oh my God.
You will record now.
Oh my.
If I don't want to see you doing anything.
Oh no, because I would never show you me doing anything. Somebody. I just was like.
You were in the store?
Yes.
Now that's not like you, because you are not the type of person to do stuff like that. Now you know me.
It was just like
no problem.
It was like hello, and I was just like hey. I was like,
that was out here?
Downtown.
Oh, I was about to say, because that looks like somebody out here I know.
Oh no, I would never North Philly.
Yeah, I look like somebody I know.
But see, what I didn't notice is that somebody was touching it the whole time. Who's that?
Somebody I follow.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was touching.
Yeah, like ticking in the lid. Yeah.
Oh, where were you at? Oh, you were around 13th Street area.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Oh my God, I ain't get home to like 4 something on Saturday night.
Wow. And so they was just standing there letting them do that. Oh, so you was in one of them stores?
No, but I don't know if they were security or not. But the print was there clearly. But
and somebody was just walking by and touching.
Yeah, and I almost got into a fight that night.
I don't want to hear about that because
it's just people. No.
Yes,
Let me tell you what I don't like. I don't like, dear white people. If you bump somebody,
they don't say.
You say excuse me.
They don't do it.
And y'all don't like this. Some of y'all don't like to say.
Neither do Asian people. They don't say excuse me either, Kevin.
But let's not sound like Evelyn. But yeah.
Well, you did say white people.
Well, I said dear white people.
Well, dear Asian people. Learn to say excuse me. Hello?
Yes.
Is that better?
It's very rude and ignorant to not, because I don't want to say all white,
Yeah, I don't want to say all Asian people. But I mean, hello?
But majority.
But majority.
I have a thing where I don't have to say excuse me.
Yeah.
I don't have,
they have this entitlement.
Don't do it. And then the white girl rolling her eyes that was with her friend. Listen, your friend is going to get his ass beat.
And you're going to be.
And she's going to be with us because if you try to jump in, you're going to get it too. Because what we say?
I don't know. What did she say?
She said, women, if you're going to put your hands on a man,
you
can't get mad on how he respond.
That's right.
I'm not going to hit her, but if she hit me first.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to hit her. But
I told them that in the church meeting. One of y'all.
Wait, you had to say that at the church meeting.
How many times I cussed them people out of church? It's unbelievable. Well, you already know. Because every time I cuss somebody else, you always hear about
They
it.
be like, Mikhail, I know your grandmother. I know you're not going to talk to me.
No,
like
I don't talk to I know. It's the newer ones. But you already know I'm always getting into it with these people at church. Always.
Yeah.
You got to.
Oh,
I mean, you gotta teach people how to treat you. Don't you treat me any cool kind of fucking way.
I hope that in a year or two, Mikhail will be able to talk about what happened at his church recently. Because let me tell y'all, if that's not drama, I don't know what drama is. Because that was some good shit right there. Mikhail,
Green leaf type shit.
Yes, he came in my room and I was all in. Okay? I was all in. I said, somebody did what?
But you know what, Kevin? This is why I tell people, stop thinking that when you go to church, you're going to a place where there's perfect people. There are people just like you and I who go to church. So people think that when they go to church, they're supposed to be sitting amongst perfect people. Wait, they think that they're supposed to sit amongst perfect people, and then when they go to a church where people act perfect, then they got a problem.
Yes.
Oh, because they too uppity and sedity and stuck up, so I don't want to go there. Oh, I can't go to that church because they act too much like that. I was like, oh boy, you'll never be going. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah. That's why I tell people, stop going to church thinking that you're going to go or find a perfect church. You're never going to find a perfect church. That's why when you go to church, your focus should be on the word and not the people.
Right.
Okay? Just like when you go to work, you focus on that check every 2 weeks or every week.
But sometimes you do got to work with the people.
But sometimes at work, just like at church, you got to cuss them out. Okay?
And if that don't work,
And if that don't work, then you go to HR. And if that don't work, then yeah.
You gotta go above. You gotta find a way to go above HR sometime. Just document it. Take pictures. Right. Keep a profile of everything that has happened and document what you said
This
and who you said it to.
And my messages with my boss, I keep all messages that I text to my boss whenever I have a complaint.
Right.
So that if one day you ever say I didn't,
Amen.
Kevin,
Because
my
I know the
phone
people at his job is.
Oh, they hate me.
They are. Yeah.
They hate me.
And then they will.
Look,
The stories Mikhail would tell
yes,
me.
I'd send, and you know what? They hate
gotta
me. Let
document
me tell you something. They hate me at my job, but then they want me to be the union rep because they say you the only one that got feistiness in you. Yeah, because I don't take no shit, and y'all know that because I don't fucking like y'all. Okay.
Did you just say?
And my boss gonna tell me one day, I can't make you the
Wait.
lead. I said, why can't you make me the lead? I can't make you the lead because you don't like nobody and don't nobody talk to you. So how is that gonna work? I said, I don't give a fuck about these people. I don't give a fuck about them.
It's just.
Yeah, I'm one of those
Just
people that
document
I don't like
everything.
stupidity. I don't like to have stupidity around me. And so when I go to work, I like to get the job done. But I don't want nobody sitting around me talking about nobody or doing this and then having all the stupid. Listen, we here for one thing. None of y'all are my friends. And I tell them that all the time. None of y'all are my friends. We're coworkers for 8 hours. And that's it. No, I don't want to go to your birthday party. No, I don't want to hang out with the coworkers Friday night at a happy hour. Don't invite me to none of that.
do.
Well, not me. Don't invite me to none
That's
of
if
that.
we friends, you know. That's only if we friends or become good. And you know what I like from my work experience, I haven't really worked with like 20 different people.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been in a setting where it was 4 or less. And when you work with 4 or less people,
What? And I'm trying
why
to
would you
let-
show me that?
But she posted it.
When you show me 4 or less, I mean, if you work with 4 or less people, you're going to get to know these people. There are so many conversations you're going to talk about, and it's just going to be like you're going to become friends. And these people I still talk to today. I don't talk to them every day or every month, but I still talk to them, and we could pick up right where we left off. That's how I feel with some of my YouTube family,
I have
too.
a girlfriend at work, one of my coworkers from work. She's not in my department, and she and I are really cool. Then I have 2 people. Shout out to Kalia, because I know she's probably listening to this, or she's going to watch this video. She no longer works with me anymore. That's my girlfriend, and then my other girlfriend, Quadira. That's it. Those Kalia and Quadira were only 2 girlfriends from my department that I
you
fuck
mess-
with.
yeah, I
and
know.
neither one of them don't work with me no more. Then the other one, she works in a totally different department. She and I fuck with each other. But the rest of them, I like them. Don't get me wrong. But I don't want to do nothing outside of work with
them.
y'all.
Yeah,
I don't want to do nothing with you outside of work. I don't want to do that. I have one of my coworkers that she's an older lady. I like her. She's really cool. And we discovered that both of us, she comes from my church.
Oh, wow.
Her and her family went to my church years ago. And it's how we discovered it. She posted something on Instagram one day, and this is so crazy. I recognized the the wall panel from my old church, and I hit her up and I said, that wall panel looked like from my old building. We're at the church, my old church building. She said, and I said it, and she said, oh my God. And mind you, we were working each other and never knew that we came from the same church. She's the only other person, but she's a little older than me, so we don't really.
Did she know your people?
No, she came, but her mother was more so always, there, whatever case may be. But other than that, no, I don't want to do. I don't. No. Don't invite me. They don't invite me. They know not to invite me because they know I'm gonna say no. And my boss always tells me, you have to be a little nicer to the coworkers, and I tell him all the time, no, I don't.
Listen, no, I'm nice to everybody. As long as you're nice to me, I am nice to you. I don't care who you are. I'm nice to
you know why I'm not a lot of nice to them? Because I see how they do each other. They do this to each other. They stab each other.
Yeah,
in the back.
A lot of people want to do that because they want to move up.
And I'm just like, no. How can I be nice to people that I watch do that to each other? I can't be nice to people like that. And so I find it interesting that when they need help, then they run to me for help. And you'd be like, wow, y'all running to me for help, but y'all can't stand my guts. Are you sure you want me to help you? Because I might sabotage you. It's like, no, I wouldn't do that. And my coworker that I talk to that's not in my department, she tells me all the time, you always defend it, because that's one thing I do. I don't really care for a lot of them, but I will defend them in that building. I don't let anybody in a different department talk about my coworkers, even the ones I don't like. And she says to me all the time, you always defending them, and they would never do that to you. I said, well, that makes me different from them, and that makes me better than them. Because I'll defend them even if I don't talk to them. I still defend them. Because I'm not going to stand here and let somebody from a different department talk about my coworkers. Because when you talk about them, you're talking about me and you're talking about our department.
Well, if they're doing a badass job, then they need to be talked about.
Yeah, but sometimes that's saying when you point one finger, you got three pointing back at you. That's very true. So don't you talk about somebody when you doing these patient bells is ringing and you go to the patient room and half them hanging off the bed or choking, but you want to talk about somebody else in their department.
But look, I don't need Mikkel venting about his job too much before he get fired. Okay. Come back on here next week, talk about it. Because somebody said something. Because somebody be a bad girl.
Because you was a bad girl and you said something about it. Oh, you wanted to speak to the corporate office, did you? Well, you get 10 more days.
So,
who the fuck you think you is? Yeah, okay.
So, Popeyes. Dear Popeyes, listen. Bitch, y'all done made a killing. Over $25 million worth of free advertisement from the black community. Now y'all want to come up with a stupid-ass promotion. Bring your own buns. What type of shit is that?
Are they going to toast the bun for us?
I'm not buying 3 chicken tenders just to put on a bun. When I eat chicken tenders, I don't need no bun. I dip it in the sauce and I eat that shit.
You don't suck dick with a bun.
Hold up now. Because I don't suck dick.
No,
don't talk about
me like that. You. I'm talking about in general. Oh, boy.
Oh, did I just make it high off this tequila tonight? So anyway.
Oh, boy.
Can you imagine the letters I'm about to get?
No, can you imagine the DMs you're about to get? Oh, you don't suck dick?
Oh! Well, nobody got
you want to learn?
Proof. Who got video
No,
proof?
I'm not saying that. They probably say you want to learn.
Oh, no. It's no, you know what? I'm going to shut my mouth.
Yeah, shut it.
Because
shut your mouth and shut that hole in your back.
I don't want nobody doing anything bad, doing a bad job. You can't do a bad job. I don't care if they say let them keep going till they learn. No, that's some bullshit.
Yeah. But I have been known to teach. Shut up, Mikkel.
Shut your mouth. Your church pastor is listening.
I've been known to teach some people.
First lady is learning how to use the phone. Stop. So Popeyes need to stop because I'm not buying. I mean, you know what though? I ain't gonna lie. I love me a King's Hawaiian roll. Ain't nothing like a King's Hawaiian roll. You put that shit in the oven, let it heat up for a little bit, split it open.
But when you take it out the oven, rub some butter on top of it.
Yes. I'm hyped right now.
Yes.
I'm hyped right now.
You ever take a King Hawaiian roll and put it in between somebody's ass and then eat it that way?
No, because I don't play those games. I don't play with food like that. When I want to eat food, I make sure it's going in my mouth and not on your body, okay? Back in the day, I used to try stupid shit. And I said, no.
One day I took this milkshake. Somebody sent me a video of them with a fruit roll-up wrap.
Stop it. Stop it. Because I'm not playing the candy game, the
Me
ice
neither.
game.
I'm not playing nothing where I'm starting to get sticky. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about.
Because who's cleaning all that up?
Right. Because once
First
I'm
of all,
done,
it's
I don't
already
even
a
want.
mess.
Okay.
Okay.
Once I'm done, I don't even want you to touch me. Good God Almighty.
Oh! I'm sorry if I'm so loud on this podcast today. Shit. They doing too much. All right, so we talked about the girlfriends thing. Did we talk about girlfriends? No. Yeah, so Girlfriends is going to be the original cast of Girlfriends that are going to be on Tracy Ellis Ross show Blackish. And I don't know what the storyline is going to be, but everybody has been hyped. It's been trending all day. The photos has just been on a lot of people Instagrams and the videos. I'm excited. Hopefully this leads to a Girlfriends movie. Listen, I didn't watch the original Girlfriends growing up, but BET used to show the reruns all the time. And Girlfriends was a show that I will watch. And it's actually a great fucking show. Excuse me. And that show did not get any justice with it being canceled without giving that show a proper send-off. You don't do that to great shows like that. That show been on for 8 years, and you don't give it a proper send-off? That's tired. And then they never made a movie about it or anything. The black women, the black community, they want to see a proper ending to Girlfriends, and I think this is the time to give it to them. And I say do it. Do it. All the women are still here. They all still look good. They still look the same. Give them that fucking final goodbye. Or even if it was a TV movie, that shit gonna bring ratings. Even the BET
I would
did
rather it be in theaters though. The same way they did Sex in the City. Trust me, black women would
know. Girlfriends was kind of like Sex in the City.
Black women would run to the theaters to see that.
I hope they would.
Yeah, they would run to the theaters to see
I hope they would.
They would.
So leading me to Malik Yoba, and before we get to you guys' questions, Malik Yoba, he was on the Breakfast Club, and when I did the notes, I didn't even have Malik Yoba on the notes. I thought that he was going to address the little thing about the person that said they had sex with them when they were young. If he did get to that part, I didn't listen that long. It was Malik Yoba, 2 trans women, and a SGL. See, I know y'all probably never know SGL, a single gender lover. I love the same gender as myself. So, listen, this is to the point where I had to tweet today that.
Wait a minute.
Same gender loving, SGL.
But wouldn't that make them
gay? Yeah. This is where I say I am tired of.
Oh wow! I never
all
heard
of the LGBTQ plus IA plus SGL MSM, all of this stuff. What's
the thing?
Men who have sex with men.
With the SNS or S. What is that called?
Sadomasochism.
I
just be tired. Wait a minute, I could have put you on the thing. It's too late now. Yeah, so I'm just tired of all of that. I shouldn't say it because people might come down to me or try to use this against me one day. But me being a gay man, I just get tired of hearing about all these different things. And I posted on Twitter today. I'm glad that I haven't seen anybody try to curse me out yet. But I'm gonna get to this tweet. Nobody cursed me out about what I said about Angelica Ross and the whole thing.
Because I think that it's
yeah, like nobody was like, "Oh, you so wrong." And
I've never heard of what you just said.
That's it.
SJ M M
SJ SGL same gender loving. Real talk. I put real talk. As I get older, I find myself hating all these damn labels.
That would make you gay.
Gay, straight, cis, pan, non-binary, pronouns, etc. I just can't keep up. And not only with that, you just gotta like some like back in the day when I was coming up, some who are transgender, they were known as trannies or femme queens, and it's just like it's too many different names. Oh, you can't call me that no more. Soon you probably won't be able to say trans woman anymore. Like it's just too much.
I'm sitting on my regular side. It's the way you're looking at me.
And then it's the women. I mean, listening to it, I felt bad for Malik Yoba because this is not conversations he's not normal having, and it seemed like he was coached before he did this interview that you got to say this and you got to say that. He wanted to really be himself, but he wanted to be an ally, but he couldn't speak the way how he normally spoke, and he was looking and checking to make sure that he was saying what he was saying was right. The whole interview was a train wreck. It was bad, and I listened to 35 minutes of it, and I'm still like, oh my God, I feel so bad for him. And what I was getting from is that he's been into trans women for over
forever.
Since his teens.
Right.
Okay? But he's not gay. Don't call him gay, and he's not gay.
He's just into
he's not coming, and he kept saying, I'm not coming out. I'm stepping up. Like, a lot of that stuff was making me mad, Mikhail. Listening. Like, just imagine me preparing notes for this show.
Just imagine my ears listening to you say it.
I'm not coming out. I'm just stepping up.
Okay.
And then
he's a baseball player now.
Then when they was getting mad with Charlemagne when he was asking him like, well, how long did you know? And they was like, oh, well, how long did you know that you were straight? I'm like, this shit is not like, why are y'all trying to get on him when he's asking something serious? Like there is a point in your life where you realize this is what I like, this is who I am, or some people say they don't feel comfortable with their sex. I'm not one of those people. Right. Then they was trying to tell you, oh, this is what the doctor assigned you as his birth. No, that's not what the doctor assigned you as. If you have a dick, you're a man. If you have a pussy, you're a female.
I have no idea.
Like, I'm just getting
I have no idea.
Like, this stuff is just be making me mad. Like, it's not what the doctor assigned you as. This is your gender based on your genitalia. And it's not a doctor assigning this birth to you. This is the birth that you were assigned as you're being
sex.
born.
You mean sex.
This is your sex.
Listen, in a nutshell, Malik Yoba has always liked trans women. Listen, there's a lot of men out there who like trans women, and their girlfriends have no clue to it, and their girlfriends probably never will know about it, or their wives or whatever probably never will find out about it. I find it interesting, though, when you come across a lot of females, and the first thing they say is, oh, I would know if my man, like...
Oh, no, you the fuck
no,
you don't.
You won't. And you know what's so interesting when I see that? When I see girls who say it, and I know your man who likes it. Oh, you don't know.
Yeah. But for me, though, I just, let me tell you what I don't like. I just don't like the fact that if a man is married to, let's see, a cisgender woman, a woman who identifies as a woman and who is a straight woman, well, as a woman, period. If you're dating a cisgender woman and you're married to her, not dating, married, you shouldn't be out here having sex with trans women and her not knowing. It's just the point of like, you shouldn't be cheating, period.
Well, that's cheating.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that, period. You shouldn't be doing it, but this is the thing. When you out here cheating and you out here doing those things, you are at a greater risk of bringing home infection and not only affecting yourself, but passing it on to your wife. Right. And that shit is not cool.
And that's cheating, period, with anybody, not just trans women.
And if you know...
Anybody.
But... It's just not right.
Right.
And I feel like a woman is owed that respect. If you're a man, if you're attracted to trans, you need to let somebody know. Like, I wouldn't be okay with me dating someone of the same sex and they be like, oh, I still fuck women. No, you're not. This is not what we're going to be doing, period. If we're going to be together, you want to be with me. And you know what? I don't have time for the DL shit. I don't have time for none of that. Oh, I can only see you at this time.
Yeah, like I don't get when people sleep with married people.
Yeah. Why? What?
I said,
because bitch, what?
I said I don't get when people sleep with married people.
Like yourself. Oops, did we just drop a bombshell on the Scorpion Show podcast?
I don't sleep with anybody married. I don't sleep with nobody married.
Oh,
I don't have no married friends.
oh, so that wife
So
ain't come
I'm
to
sorry.
This,
What's going
that
on?
wife
I'm
ain't
sorry.
come to this
There's
house.
about 5 cameras on right
That
now.
wife ain't come to this house looking for you because she knew that we do this show.
What? Ain't nobody come here looking for me. They came here looking for me when I wasn't here.
She came here looking for Mikkel. She said, "I'm here for Mikkel."
Well, what door did she knock on? Because she ain't knock on.
She knocked on 2219.
Oh, no, she must have knocked on when I wasn't
Because she
here.
said, "I know that's the guy from that show."
And what you tell her?
Oh, bitch, you can catch him on Mondays and Thursdays.
And she ain't caught me yet.
Hey, she clearly.
Okay. One thing's for certain and 2 things for sure. I play my cards right. Okay.
Well, listen, I just don't got time for this. I just don't have time for that stuff. But I just didn't like the Malik Yoba interview. And the guy, he came off as the guy who Malik Yoba broke with him. He came off as very defensive from the beginning. And he was like, "I don't like how y'all treat trans women. This is not a safe place." And it's like, okay, Charlamagne is known to press a few buttons. Mm-hmm. But y'all know where y'all going when y'all come on the show.
When y'all confirm
I just
the interview.
feel like, you know how some people say that there's an agenda? I don't feel like there's an agenda, but I feel like everything now is you have to conform to how I feel, and if you don't, you are just so evil.
Well, that's
and everybody
like,
don't
but
think
that's
that
kind of
way.
like how the straight community feels about gays. If the minute that prime example, look at Black Girls Rock. The trans community bashed BT for not including trans women in their whatever. Now, if y'all don't conform to how we live, then y'all are evil and and that's how a lot of straight people feel. It's like, it's not that we're evil and it's not that we're not sympathetic. It's just that you want us to understand things that we don't understand. We don't understand certain things. So allow us to learn first. Allow us to understand how it is that you feel, how it is. Because again, look how you're naming all of these different names. There's a lot of gay people who don't even know SMO and SED. Like, a lot of gay people don't know these things.
But yet we want SUCKDICK.
But yet the gay community wants straight people to just automatically know these things. And it's like, it doesn't work like that. Right. And because they don't understand does not make them evil. Yeah. They're just, it makes them ignorant, but not ignorant in a sense.
Yes,
not ignorant in a sense that they're being maliciously ignorant, but it's just ignorant because they don't know.
Or some don't even try to understand.
Right.
And not understand that. But I just, like, okay, you watch Dave Chappelle special. Oh, my God. If y'all thought Dave Chappelle was crazy, there's a guy named Bill Burr. Now, in the first 2 minutes, I was like, oh, this nigga, he's not even a nigga. He's a white man. I said, oh, he is going there. He went over there in England. And, I mean, he pushed on topics. He talked about shit that even I was like, oh, my God. And he went in on Michelle Obama, and I was like, still like, oh, my God. But you know what? I had to keep on watching. And they talked about, what both of them I found similar is, they talked about the cancel culture. Mm-hmm. If you don't say this right, if you don't go with us, then you get canceled. Now, this is the thing. Now, some people might not even like what I have to say about this. I don't feel like every man who have wronged a woman don't deserve a job somewhere. Everybody has to make a living. And just because they might have did something wrong to somebody, that doesn't mean that their whole career has to be canceled. I feel like they got to make a living somewhere. What do you want them to do? Just rot and go nowhere? These are things that they had to learn from. I did something really bad. Okay, I'm apologetic for it. Aren't we people that's supposed to forgive? You don't have to forget, but you definitely have to forgive people. And I wonder, how do people get their careers back on track? You making all of this money and not making nothing. You got bills that still need to get paid at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you might go a couple years without
working,
but bitch, taxes still got to be paid on the properties where you live. Mm-hmm. Your wife might have divorced you. You have to pay alimony, and you have to pay child support. So because you might have made some bad decisions, right, I don't feel like you should be punished forever.
And don't let them have somebody like me in the tuck, because then you got to pay to keep us quiet.
Say it again.
Huh?
You're not. See, you're not gonna overtalk me and this. I'll be like, what? Bitch?
I didn't overtalk you. I waited till you was finished.
Yeah, I wasn't even finished.
You
'Cause I
were.
started looking at
You
the
said a
phone.
period. You was a period when you stopped. So you were finished. I just started the new sentence.
Yeah, so I didn't like the Malik Yoba interview. Point blank, period.
Would you sleep with Malik Yoba?
I think we got some dead air right there.
That's my charger.
No, my charger's on the bottom.
Oh, like,
This time, yours is on the top. But we're only talking about chargers.
like you usually are on the bottom.
Not me.
Okay.
I told you, name somebody. You can't name nobody.
I name who you
To
want.
get these goodies.
I name who you want. I can name who you wanted to be on top.
Who?
I'm not gonna
Hold
say-
up, you better not. I know you. You know what? Wait,
I'll just say it and I'll type it.
don't you?
I said
think-
type it,
is
bitch.
These the letters that is in with an A and end with a K. Listen, no,
Yes,
I wanted a
yes.
relationship with that person.
Yeah, and then you wanted them to get on top.
Ooh, let me tell you all,
You were-
bitch. Let me tell you. See, with my one of my friends tried me. If you don't remember who you met, you don't bring up no shit. Oh, you the one that did this.
Oh wow, yeah.
That I was fucked up for a couple of days because I had met somebody who I really, really liked.
Right.
But still, at the same time, you know, I'm dating.
Right.
And I was telling my friend about, I did this with this person. So the thing I did with the second person, he said that to the first person. And that I cried.
Oh,
I
my
was
God.
just done. I was just done. Like, I was done. Like, you don't do shit like that. That really made me cry. That really fucked me up because I met somebody who not into the YouTube shit that I do, who was cool, who had
Right.
a job.
Right.
And then I introduced him to my friends, and my friend asked him that question. That fucked me up and fucked me over. And, like, that's why I don't believe in all of it. Everybody got to be introduced to your friends now. I don't
No.
even know.
No.
Because after that moment, and that was like 5-6 years ago, I was done.
Did he fuck you good in your ass?
I don't know who you talking about, but I feel like I got fucked in the ass after being asked something like that. You ask somebody that question, that person was over me.
Oh boy.
Like, he was over me. Like, and I wouldn't be mad.
Now this particular person, would you have let?
I don't talk about those things, and you know that. You know I don't talk about anything. I mean, I might tell you, I messed around with this person. If I say I messed around with them, I don't say what the fuck I did. And if y'all ever think I'm going to go into detail, I have a friend that's mad that I never go into detail. Hi, Eddie. He gets nothing since they mad. We be like, bitch, I done told you this. Why you act like you can't tell me? Eddie, hey, Eddie. You know what I'm saying? I be like, no.
Well, would you have let? Listen, let's get to the questions because it's about to be 8:00 and the debate.
Yeah.
And I gotta get home so I can take a shower.
An R&B group. He talking about, we look like an R&B group. No, y'all look like a couple. I'm over there. I need to stop looking at Instagram.
Who is that?
He work on Wendy Williams' show. Marco Glorious.
I should leave that. No, y'all look like a couple.
Go to the comments and watch how many likes to get. You might get blocked. Don't leave that on my phone.
No, I was gonna say it on mine.
Oh.
I need to see his name. Art group. Y'all look like a couple.
They look cute too.
I mean, y'all look cute, but y'all definitely look like a couple. I mean, we don't lie.
All right, y'all. Y'all got a little preview on Instagram. Y'all got. I look really good, bitch. My bald head, my skin is so clear. Y'all got a nice little preview of the upcoming podcast. We're going to go for right now. All right, so I was talking to the people on Instagram. You know, shout out to the people on Instagram. So we got everything. We got everything that we wanted to talk about today. So we're going to go to Instagram and we're going to get these questions. This is the portion of the show where this is Ask Kevin and Mikkel. And we're going to start with the first question. This question is from Anonymous because, you know, everybody is anonymous. Look at y'all. Thought I was about to spill your tea. I love the show. I have 2 questions. How do you deal with the family member who only hit you up for money? My brother will hit me up to see how I'm doing and then follow up with, can I have or borrow money? When he borrows, he does give it back, but it's annoying. I love him, so I can't cut him out of my life. I don't want to be distant from him, but he's driving me to that point. I told him I would never give him money, and he hasn't hit me up since. Second question. I'm 23 years old, and I'm single. Been single my whole life.
Wait, is this from the same person?
Yes. Because I'm going to wrap it up right in the above.
Okay, so
I'm 23 years old, and I'm single. Been single my whole life. Usually guys don't believe it, but I have. I don't know what it is, but I'm extremely picky. What it is, she said that. I could meet a nice guy, and the way he chews or sleep would turn me off, so I will cut him off. There's a guy, girl, we on the same page. There's a guy that's been trying to date me since I was in middle school. I've never been attracted to him, but my friends say I should give it a try. Should I date a guy who I'm not physically attracted to? Would you do it? Went on a few dates. He's nice, but he's not my type. I kissed him and felt nothing. I want to like him so bad because he's everything I would want in a man. He has a great career, nice, fit, and ambitious. Should I lower my standards or just wait for Mr. Right? I'm going to say this to you about your brother or your sister. Okay, if they borrow money from you and they paid you back, you should have never let it come out that you have a problem with lending this person money, because I have lent money to people and sometimes I never got it back, or I got to argue and fight with them to get it back. And you told me that they always pay you back. You didn't say you had to call them out their name to get it back. You had to call and text. You said they always pay me back. So you should have never let it be known that you had an issue with lending them the money. If there's times when you don't feel like giving them the money, just say, hey, I don't have it. Now, when it comes to you being single and you meeting people, like sometimes I have quirky ways about when I meet people. Some things I like and some things I don't like. But sometimes the things that I find weird about people, that's more of a turn on to me than a distraction. But for you, I'm going to say this. No matter what it feels like for you to date anybody, you should never lower your standards for anybody. If you're going to stay single, stay single. Because you know what? People that just jump and hop into these different relationships, they always end up hurt in some kind of way. It could be you protecting yourself. And give me a second because I have to cough. Sorry. It could be you protecting yourself from all these different people. Now, I do encourage you to give this person a try, but you know, it's hard to give someone a try with who you're not attracted to. That's tough, being with people who you're not attracted to. But I'm going to tell you this. There was a person who we never really dated, but we have been like borderline for a long time. And some things about this person irritates the hell out of me. But you know what? I still deal with them and I still like them. Don't ask me no questions because I'm not answering. I'm not looking at you.
I just asked
I know. I'm not saying.
Just look at me.
No, I'm not, because I want to finish with my train of thought.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to finish.
I forgot you can't do 3 things at one time.
I could do plenty of things at one time.
I bet, because he told me. Listen.
Who told you? No. So sometimes you might string a person along and you can miss that train, because I've been there, and I think I've been there twice. And it could be because they were nice, but then, you know, once you get over that, oh my God, they were really nice, they done moved on to somebody else. So I say, but it's tough when you're not attracted. But you could still be this person's friend. You know, but I still don't agree with you telling your sibling, oh, I'm tired of you asking for money. My thing is, when they ask me for money, I be like, look, when the fuck I'm going to get my money back? Because I don't got time to chase you for my money. Okay?
Excuse me. Everything you just said, I agree with. I don't have any type of rebuttal because I agree with everything.
Yeah, but don't force yourself to be with somebody to please other people. Right. You got to do it for you.
That's right.
And be happy with it. You know what I'm saying?
Because, see, when ain't it all up in you?
Oh, wait a minute.
It's going to be on you and not on your friend. Because your friend's going to be in the background saying, oh, girl, why you ain't just... And then you'll be sitting there, but you told me he was nice.
Here we go. Should I move on? Should I move with them or move on? Hey, Kevin and Mikkel. So I've been talking to this guy for a little over a year. He's everything that I pray for in a man. A true man of God, a great father, son, the whole nine. Is it 9? Okay. Here's the dilemma. He lives 9 hours away. Oh, he must be 9.
Oh, wow. Everything is 9.
Yeah. I wouldn't dare pull him away.
10, 9. 10, 9, 9. I'm sorry. I missed the day. Okay, well, 10, 9, 9. 10, 9, 9. Oh, boy.
He lives 9 hours away.
And to think that's going to be 10 years.
It has been 10 years.
It has been. Wait.
No.
10, it will be.
That was 08. 08. That was 08 when we did that.
No, it's not.
It was.
She said 10, 10, 09, not 08.
I think that was 2008 when that video came out.
No, the date was 2009. She said 10.
Y'all know
10,
I'm good with dates.
Kevin, listen. She said 10, 10, 09. And then you said no, it was Brandon's birthday. And then she said, she got the date wrong. Then she said 10, 9, 9. Don't.
It's been 10 years since that video came out.
2019.
And that was 2008. It was 2008.
Call Rara. Because he knows it by heart.
Oh, my God.
I'm put him on speaker.
I'm trying to tell you, Mikkel. That was
he
2008.
better answer. Listen, you're on speaker. So me and Kevin are having this debate. What did Kevin's mom say in that Sears video? What was the date? Because we're debating the date.
9909.
10-10-09. I told you it was 10-10-09.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Bye. Right. Bye. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I love that video.
You got something right.
Okay. I love that video. Right, I'm good on dates.
I am good. Well, maybe I got that one wrong, but I can tell. First of all, I already know that date was a Thursday that we did that video. Now go back and look at it.
Because what made it so fun.
10-8.
No, y'all made it because I wasn't here.
I'm just saying.
You can tell me nothing because I wasn't here when it happened. I think I came across the video about a year later.
All right, let's get back to this letter.
10-10.
Do you remember what we said? He's everything. A true man of God. Great father, son, whole 9
miles away.
And he lived 9 hours away. I wouldn't dare pull him away from his kids, so I would have to move. 2, he's becoming impatient. He wants to marry me and move with me like now. I don't know if I'm ready to pack up my entire life and go. I have goals that I want to achieve before I say I do. 3, I haven't gotten confirmation from God that he's my husband. He feels like we should step out on faith and be together. I feel like I need confirmation from God before I do that. I'm scared that I won't find anyone as close as him to what I prayed for. I forgot to mention that I'm in my early 30s, no kids, and child, my biological clock is ticking. I'm super confused. Please help. Should I move on? Should I move to him or move on? I'm a long-time subscriber. Now, this is the same shit that I just said about Phaedra. Mm-hmm. But you don't have any children involved. Mm-hmm. But see, something about this don't even sound right. And in my spirit, reading this, if you have to write me about this situation, you already know you need to stay your ass where you are.
Stay home. I wouldn't do it. Especially if you have not felt it in your heart. God has not told you that it's time. No, stay home. Because y'all will get married, and then before you know, within a year, the marriage will be over.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're going to have children with somebody,
and then he'll be messing with somebody 9 minutes away.
Yeah. 9 seconds away.
9 seconds
9 footsteps away. Okay. Your next door neighbor.
Next door neighbor, okay? And she be out there, been living at the house for 9 years.
Yeah, this 9 sometimes could be the end. You know, it is the end for a lot of things. But I just feel like, no, 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 no. And why is he trying to get you to move with him so bad? Why is he trying to get married so bad? If your spirit is telling you no, let me tell
thank
you.
God she's found a man who wants to get married.
Yeah, but if that spirit, you know that voice, like God is a voice. You can hear that voice.
Yes.
And if he ain't say it and you telling us and you didn't feel it, then girl, why would you move? You just take that 9 hours and you go visit him sometimes when you need to get that 9 on the 9, get that 9 sometimes on the weekends or every other weekend or every couple months or so. You go let that be your plaything and really get to know him and all of that, because marriage, you got to get to know the kids, because not only will you have children potentially, but you're going to be a stepmother to those children, and you don't even know the baby moms. They don't know you, but he has children.
But she didn't say she didn't know the baby mom.
She didn't. She said he lives. Okay, but I'm assuming that she don't. She didn't say she didn't know, but I'm assuming. I wouldn't dare pull him away from his kids. So that means you got to get to know everybody involved. Like, that's a whole family, and you know what? Sometimes it's best to not even deal with all of that drama. It's best to get you a man who you know don't have any kids, and y'all can share children together.
It's hard to find in 2019.
It's hard to find, but damn it, he's out there.
Yeah, but he might be out there 9 states away rather than 9 hours away. And ain't nobody got time to be traveling 9 states away for a man who ain't got no kids.
Yeah, but you know what? It ain't no rush. If you've been single for 30 years and don't have no kids, there's no need to rush because your biological clock is ticking. And let me tell you something. I don't know what kind of job you have or things like that, but there are a lot of things that you can do to preserve your children or those eggs. There are so many different ways you could do that. But don't rush to do something you might regret. Don't do it. Some people do it and it works out for them, but if you're talking about God and you're talking about getting that confirmation and that spirit, you already know, baby. Don't do it. Don't do it. I wouldn't do it.
Is this the last question?
Next to last. This one is real short. I have a question for the podcast. What are some tips you have for dating in this new generation? I'm 19 and dating isn't just the same anymore. Well, how you know what it's like and you're only 19? Guys don't try anymore. Everyone just wants to hook. Yeah. Guys don't try anymore. Everyone just wants to hook up, or somebody older done told her these things. Guys just don't try anymore. Everyone just wants to hook up or rush into something. Nobody takes their time to get to know the other person or try to win them over. Whenever I'm talking to guys and I tell them I want to build a friendship first, they get mad and cut me off and move on to the next girl without a second thought. Let me tell you this. Now, see, I think you are a person who knows what they want. Oh, my God. Just don't answer. Just keep talking. No, I can't keep talking. Open the door.
Yes. Well, we're recording. Yes.
I guess putting a sign up that we're recording doesn't work, especially when you're on the second floor and you're calling me and then going to whistle, interrupting my thoughts. So
he said,
yes, I mean, he tried it on my time.
Like
he
a
really
dog.
did.
Like he was whistling for a dog. Wow.
So, yeah, a lot of guys don't try anymore. And you know what? The best thing for you to do is wait for the right guy to come along. And even though the previous person was 30 years old, you being 19, you should be worrying about, okay, if you're out of school, you need to be worrying about getting back into school or working or doing whatever you have to do to be focused on you. You don't really need to be tied down in a relationship. The best thing to do is keep your head in the books or at work and keep that paycheck and keep it current. And I understand that, yes, it's nice to be with people sometimes, but until you find that right one, you just be focused on you. And when it comes to some people, like, I would say once you reach a certain age, you already know what you want and what you're looking for. So even if it is that, yeah, I'm looking for sex, you're going to want sex. Or you're going to really want to get to know somebody. But the thing is, you're going to have to know what it is that you really want. And with me being my age, listen, if I want sex, look, this is what I want. This is what I want from you. Okay, that's where I am in my life now. Okay, because I'm almost 35, and I don't have time to play. We're gonna either be friends, or we're going to be fucking from time to time, or we're gonna do this from time to time. I don't have time for all of that, and I know sometimes when I meet certain people, that's what I want. I want to get to know you. Maybe we can be in a relationship or something like that. But if you don't know what you want, then girl, don't even be trying to talk to no guys. If they only just want to fuck, a lot of them, that's their goal. They might butter your ass up just to fuck you and leave you. And I hate to be so vulgar saying it like that.
But it's the truth.
But it's the truth. You got to be careful out there. And you sound like you got your head on a swivel. You got somebody old school in your life teaching you about how to be courted right. So take that advice. I would take that advice and leave these little boys alone. But they don't mean go after these old ass men too, okay? So last question. This is the last one. This is really easy. Okay, so I'm struggling to come out to my mom. And I was thinking just shooting her a random text one day.
What?
Should I send the text, or is it better to be up front or in person?
Don't send nobody no text like that.
Yeah.
That's a no.
Right.
You don't send people text messages like that. That is the problem. And you know what? That question goes back to what the last person said, which is people don't know how to communicate. You don't send people to. I remember an aunt of mine passed away a few years ago, and my sister sent the text message letting me know that she passed. And I had to call my sister and kind of, get her together and say, listen, when people die, you don't send text messages.
Amen.
You don't do that. You don't send a text message telling somebody that they're gay. Telling your mom that you're gay. Don't do that.
No.
Don't
First of all, your moms know, okay? Right. I don't know nobody that I've known that since I've been gay, that parent who have not known, okay? Then with me, it wasn't that they didn't know. I think it was more of we probably just needed confirmation. And I didn't care. Once I came out, I did not care, okay? But I came out and Kevin was doing Kevin. When I say Kevin did Kevin for a long time. I think I still do me. But I felt like I didn't owe nobody nothing, and I didn't feel like I had to walk on eggshells around different people. I know that everyone's coming out story is different, but I just didn't feel like that. They wanted to know, I told them. Some people like, oh, I don't agree, and then everybody just came around. But what I don't accept and what I don't tolerate is if you try that faggot shit with me. Like, you're not going to use that word and then be my family member and try to use that against me. We don't play like that. And until you apologize to me, we ain't never got to talk. I had a family member who tried that shit, and they apologized. I said, you can never have a conversation with me until you apologize. She apologized. And I know you know who that was, because I already said it. I know you know. Because I don't play
I think
no
I'm
games.
Here for 90% of the arguments.
Yeah.
So, yes,
I
know.
don't play those games. But listen, man, you come out when you feel it's the right time. I know some people feel like they don't never have to come out. But if it's eating you up, you just need to tell your mom she's not going to abandon you.
Right.
Most black mothers not going to abandon their children, okay? The fathers, okay, that's a different story. But the mothers, bitch, she already knows. She done carried you all these years, and she ain't going to know. My mom knows sometimes when I'm about to do something, and we might think that she in her dementia stage, but if I say I'm going somewhere, I'm about to do some shit, she be like, hey, don't go out there and do nothing stupid tonight, please. You know what I'm saying? So, and I mean,
because you've had you've had plenty of
oh my
stupid
God,
nights.
yeah, I've had plenty of stupid nights, and
Yes.
I'm going to have plenty of stupid more.
Yeah, we know.
But I'm just saying, my moms know. Moms always know. They always know whether they say shit to you or not. Like people say,
You know what I love about when you have your stupid nights?
What?
You have your stupid nights, and when I come here the next day and your family explains to me the stupid nights, and they say, yeah, he's upstairs in his room because you stay up here all day. You don't come.
because I be mad as shit like that.
You
I ain't
right.
gonna do that.
And they all know. And I come all happy and thinking like, oh, where's Kevin? Oh, he's upstairs. He's up there. Such and such happened. And so, you're like, oh, God.
Yeah.
So you stay up here all day.
Yeah. And I was supposed to go in on my best friend. Now, my best friend is leaving next Friday.
Uh-huh.
Now, this is why I'm not fucking with him. And I told him I'm not going to the party. Now, I've been knowing that he's been leaving for a little over maybe a month or 2 months. That he's supposed to be going away to Arizona.
Because I remember you told me.
Yeah, he's going away for 4 years. That's a long time. At first, I thought it was 2 years because I thought that he was like getting a master's degree. But no, he's getting a whole nother degree. He's going to school and all this and that. So I'm like, well, first of all, congratulations. But, okay, you're leaving. You're going away. We need to do something. So he calls one of my other friends. And he's like, well, I want to have a barbecue or something at your house. And we was all like, okay, we down. I'm leaving at the end of September. The end of September, no date was really given. So I'm like, I need to know, first of all, I need to know what I'm doing because I want my funds to be somewhat right because they ain't right. But I want them to be somewhat right for whatever we do.
Whatever we do, right.
So then we start talking about, yeah, I'm moving here. I'm going to be here. I'm going to live here, all this and that. But I'm still like, bitch, you need to tell me when you're moving. Today was my deadline. Like, okay, you need to tell me something. So he says, I'm leaving on this date. But I'm like, oh, my God, well, we need to do a party or something. We need to have a party. We need to do something. So then I got another text message from somebody else in the text messaging group that said, oh, the party is on Saturday. Mind you, this Saturday. And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, well, I didn't know nothing about it. So I said, oh, well, since you're trying to act stupid and don't know what's going on, I'm not going. I'm not going to this because now I feel like in a way that I'm not invited and you know what was going on and you didn't tell me. Once you told me you was leaving, I'm like, well, I only got 1 weekend left, so we need to do something. And now you mad at me. So I'm like, oh, well, you didn't ask me this. You didn't ask me that. And I'm like, hold the fuck up. Now, we done already had this conversation. Now, you don't remember, but you might be stressed about a little something, and that's fine. But I feel like, bitch, if you ain't tell me about this upcoming thing, why should I be there? Well, you know what? I don't give a fuck whether you come or not. Well, no, why somebody else had to jump in the text message and say, oh, well, this is going on. So I feel like clearly I wasn't supposed to be there.
Who's throwing the party?
The sibling of this person is throwing the party, his sister. So I'm like, okay, but
Who told you about the party?
No, but I heard that nobody. So I heard that.
I'm saying you said somebody.
Because we texting a 3-way group.
I know. So who told you? Who finally said it, or did they just say it in the message?
They said it in the message. Like, wait a minute.
I don't need to know names. I'm just.
Yeah, I'm going to show you.
Oh.
Let me show you where it started at. I said, y'all had fun. So they go to text message. So this person got the text message. I didn't get the text message. But I still was asking, like, what are you doing?
Right.
And I didn't get that.
And you never got it.
So I'm like, well, fuck this. I ain't got to come.
Well, I don't think. Well, what's the question?
It's not a question.
Just saying.
Yeah, because I'm going to talk about it. Because this is my thing, though. If I'm your best friend, we're gonna do this. Like, we're gonna do something. Either we're gonna drink or do something. We always celebrate by drinking or having a party. So now you trying to say, oh, well, this not about no party. And bitch, yes, it is. You're leaving for 4 years. We're both turning 35 this year, and we're not going to see each other. I've been knowing you since I was 16. Like, let's not act like we not friends, bitch. If a party is going on and I don't know nothing about it, now you trying to say you ain't really know nothing about it. All right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But if I know that one person in this group got the text message and I didn't got it, something ain't right, you know? So don't try to come at me acting like I'm a bad friend. Bitch, I ain't no bad friend. I'm a great friend. But I don't have time for this foolishness. I do wish my best friend the best.
So you're not going to the party?
No, I'm not. Oh. And they were trying to convince me to go, but no, I'm not.
I think you should go.
I'm not.
You're gonna go.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
He's talking about, oh, but it was all over social media. Bitch, I'm not social media. I'm your best friend.
Can I just say this? I agree with everything. Not everything, but I agree with most of the stuff that you said. But I think you should go to the party. Just go to the party.
They'll
Kevin.
have a great time.
No, go to the party. Because I guarantee you if something bad happens in Arizona, you'll regret not going. So go to the party. And that's that. Just go to the party.
Go to the
because
party.
let me tell you something. I understand totally how you feel, but at the end of the day, it's not about you. It's about your friend who's moving away.
You're right.
So go to the
But
party.
I've been trying to do something
I
around
know
this
you
person
have.
going away.
And that don't mean that
Remember,
you that don't
like,
mean that you
know.
can't do nothing until after. Y'all can still do something after Saturday.
You right.
Yes.
But we only got 1 weekend left. Don't nobody really want
Okay.
to celebrate during the week.
Well, I mean, hello? He's about to, I mean, I'm sure he's probably not working because he's getting ready to start working. You not doing nothing, y'all can hang out. What the fuck? Kevin, just go.
I know.
And then, and to be honest with you, as goofy as this particular friend is, he's not that type of person to be malicious. And I believe him when he just didn't know. So just go. Just go, have a good time. After Saturday, you can plan something, and this way you ain't got to worry about nobody texting you because you've already made the plans. And then it could be you, him, and one other person, or just you and him.
Yeah, but it's not like this. I was the only one. There's a lot of people asking about.
Well, we're not talking about a lot of people. We're talking about that's your best friend, so we don't give a fuck about a lot of people. We're talking about you and your best friend. Just
I'll go see him.
have
in
a good
Arizona.
time.
Yeah.
Will you go see him? What?
I'll go see him.
No, you're going to go see him on Saturday at his party. Don't do that. That's not nice, Kevin. That's not nice.
Well,
So go see him. Just
thank you for sitting here for 2 hours, Mikhail.
yeah.
Because I wanted this to be our longest podcast.
Well, I'm
so
glad
far.
I actually sat here for this because I really
Yeah.
want you to go see him. Because
you don't want. But
he
what
don't
if-
mean no harm, and as goofy as he is, because he's really goofy. He really is a good person, and he don't mean no harm. So go see him
Yeah,
off
I'm
on his
just
party.
Like,
and
what are we
just-
doing? Like I've been
Right.
trying to plan this for a month.
Well, you can still plan something after Saturday. You making
I'ma
it seem
cry,
like you're never going to
period,
see
but
him
I'm
again
just
after
like-
Saturday.
Yeah, but 4 years is a long
And
time.
what's today? So Saturday is the 5th, the 14th.
14th.
So when exactly is he leaving? A week after
Next
that?
Friday?
So that would be
Allegedly,
the
next
20th.
Friday. Yeah.
Oh well, then y'all got until y'all got a whole.
That's
week.
why you see how I feel like now. If people would have like I'm leaving on the 22nd, 23rd,
Right.
but I'm like, damn, you only give me a couple days to try to do something.
Right.
Like I don't like that.
It's all right though, Kevin. It happens. You know what? That's why I said it's not about us. Because sometimes things, when we do things, it doesn't always conform to our timing. So therefore, we have to just, And you ain't got no money right now to do nothing big. He'll understand that. Y'all friends, get some fucking drinks, come here and get the fuck drunk and have a good time.
And look at these hoes. They think they not a topic. Dumb, because they're gonna screenshot. They're gonna screenshot my Instagram, and then put it in a text message.
Who are these people?
You know who they are.
Oh no, I couldn't see.
Oh.
I don't do group messages,
Oh.
so I'd be confused with the letters. And then when I saw the last name, that's when I said, "Cause I don't put me in no group message. Don't do that. Don't do it."
All right, everybody. Thank you guys for listening to our podcast. I hope you guys listen to us over the weekend because I don't know nobody that's saying listen to us for 2 straight hours. But if we did help you get your work day go by faster, that's great. Make sure that you send that check. Let me stop. Okay, but we're going to go. Y'all have a great weekend and y'all be safe. And before we go, I want to dedicate this show to the memory of my nephew Jeremiah, because Saturday, September 14th, will be his 12th year anniversary of his passing. There's not a day go by that I don't think about my nephew. So I just want to end this show in his memory. And I'm glad that we had a great show today. And we will see you all next Friday on the podcast, on your morning drive.
Let me ask you this: real quick? Do you think Malik Yoba has sucked dick before?
Yes.
Okay. Is that why his lips?
But
is
that's a
always
horrible way to end this after my nephew. Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry. I'm sorry.
That is
you
so
know why? Because I'm so sorry. And the reason why I asked that question, because I just saw this post on Facebook where it's this. I just saw this. And so that's why I asked the question like,
Just because.
And only because this person's comment right here.
I got a piece so bad. I got
Goodbye, everybody.
Good night. Well, have a great day.